What is going on, everybody? I'm filling in for Jeremy. He is on his way back, but we are watching live.
So the crowd ducking for cover. The guns drawn on stage.
There are guns drawn on the stage. There are guns drawn on the.
Nobody knew what was going on. We're still working to fill in the details. But you start seeing the security climbing through the audience, eventually making their way.
This is what happened earlier today. Jeremy is on his way. Don't worry. Jeremy is on his way.
Let's re-rack this one more time if you want to hear the noises and you want to see the president's reaction.
They rushed the stage here, as you can see.
So you see that security detail exiting.
Holy crap.
And yeah, let's re-rack this. Let's listen into the moment where we heard the security situation begin.
This is what happened earlier today, or just a few minutes ago.
The security service, the Secret Service, and other authorities swarming the banquet hall as guests ducked under tables by the hundreds.
Can everyone hear everything okay? Just let me know in the chat.
Yell, "Out of the way, sir."
There is a lot of reports coming in like crazy.
Of the room. Where our understanding is the programming will resume, despite a reported shooting. Now, it's important to mention that we're still working out the details. But
Jeremy's on his way here. He's on his way.
That
I said I'd go live for him while he was driving home.
No injuries have been reported. President Trump uninjured. Vice President Vance uninjured.
I have no idea. All I saw was what was going on Twitter. It's a false alarm. Let's hope so. Holy crap.
Uninjured, and other top leaders of the U.S. evacuated. Again, I'm just getting some wire reporting in right now.
I don't know if this is the right channel that Jeremy watches, but this is a Fox channel basically saying they really don't know.
Fire. So this is the first time I'm seeing the news wire saying that a shooter opened fire. It certainly did sound like gunfire. And it's worth reiterating that the president and the vice president are uninjured.
Not a false alarm.
The AP confirming that. And it appeared as such. When you saw
shooter is down, according to reports, says
the situation begin to unfold.
Jeremy,
and when we heard those shots firing out, the president didn't budge. It appeared the people in the room, I mean, it was a noisy room, lots of chatter in the room. And
holy
it appeared that they didn't even hear what was going on. They didn't acknowledge what was going on until the security got up on stage. The audience clearly shocked as this scary situation unfolded. Moments ago, we heard the president of the White House Correspondents Association step up to the stage. She made the only brief remarks that we've heard from the association, which is that more details are to come momentarily. We should be patient. We will eventually get more details. And they say it shouldn't be much longer until the programming resumes.
I'm trying to find another live stream that this is on, and I can't seem to, like,
where
the other one from Fox News is like they have nothing on the screen.
Looks like we will still have the White House Correspondents' Dinner. At least appears that they're going to continue the programming. It's unclear to us what the timing will be. I mean, presumably we'll hear from the WHCA, from
I know Jeremy wants
President
to be
Trump.
here. He's just like, go to this feed.
And if the programming continues, maybe we'll see a continued White House Correspondents' Dinner after.
Holy crap. Hold on. We're going to share this. Stunning photos drop the moment Speaker Johnson is evacuated from the active shooter. Secret Service did their job tonight, keeping everyone safe.
Update from our team on the ground that the suspect, has been detained by Secret Service, and that the President of the United States, Kevin, will return. The event will go on, is what we're hearing from our team on the ground. He will return to the podium, and sounds like after they've swept the property where this is taking place, that to me, I don't know about you, Kevin, indicates that this threat has been neutralized. They have this person in custody. They feel that it's safe enough.
You kidding me? They shot and killed a shooter, and Trump is going to go back like a freaking boss and finish his dinner?
Kevin, I am with you. I do have an update from our team on the ground that the suspect, has been detained by Secret Service. And
Fox News is saying it's been detained. And then some people are saying that that he was shot and killed. I'm trying to get as much information as I can quickly. Right Side Broadcasting is, I don't even see if they're live at the dinner. Are you telling me they killed a possible shooter and the president's going back like a freaking boss to just finish his dinner? CNN is saying shooter is in custody. Okay, but still. I'm going to let Jeremy get to the super chats. This is his show. I am just holding it down till he shows up. I'm holding it down till he shows up. This is insane, dude. This is insane. There's the man right there. Okay.
I'm on my phone, so I'm flying blind right now, but I figured I would just pop in here. So you're still running this thing.
Okay. That is insane. How do you have a shooter at the freaking dinner, and then the freaking boss president's gonna be like, "I'm coming back to finish my dinner"? Everything.
The ultimate Chad. The ultimate Chad. I'm gonna mute occasionally because the words I'm saying to the people on the road that are in my way will get us banned from YouTube. So I will be muting.
What's crazy is there's not too many. Okay, here we go. I got Newsmax. They finally went live here. Hold on, let me pull this up.
Either heard it or there was a systemic reaction that was going on based on somebody that heard it and others were reacting to that. So we don't just quite know whether or not there was a breach of security.
Right.
That threat was stopped where it needed to be stopped.
Trump will return
US
after gunshots sound at dinner.
Holy
crap.
There. I mean,
what an absolute Chad. What a legend.
Reports are the shooter.
Is this for real? Or are you trolling?
The shooter
Fear
might
the
be in
Deerdo?
custody.
Yeah.
So
RFK Jr. confirmed hurt. Are you trolling or is that for real?
I think, Charles, give us 1 minute here.
Yeah.
Rob, Charles. Can you hear us now? He's joining us by phone from the Washington Hilton. Go ahead, Rob. What do you know?
Rob.
Hey, guys. Yeah, so I probably know a little less than most people at this point, but I saw a lot more. I just haven't had access to a lot of the information that's come out in probably the last 15 minutes. We're sitting here. Trump.
Oh man, they're having all kinds of communication problems too.
All right, it's very hard in
So
that
much
ballroom.
cell
because
Check
there's so
right
much
side broadcasting, Jay. RSBN.
Yeah, they're
Hilton.
not
If we
live.
get Rob back in a
Okay.
problem, you hear us and you
Yeah,
want to
that's
jump
the
back
first
in,
place I went. They're
we'll try
not
to
live.
leave the line open. Go ahead. Is
Yeah, I
that
got
Rob?
bad service.
Yeah, we can hear you now, though, Rob.
Go ahead, Rob. Okay, it's bad service on a good night because we were there together 2 years ago, and it's in the basement, like I said. And now you've got all these people calling their newsrooms and calling loved ones to say, I'm okay.
Cell
So
phones,
the cell coverage is going to be tough. And then the Secret Service obviously does a lot of things when the president's around to make sure there's not communications that are harmful and whatnot, and just monitoring things.
There is going to be a lot of video. We're sharing every piece as it comes in. In fact, here's
Something
a new
right
piece
here.
of video just
Holy
dropping right
crap,
now.
look at
Here
that.
they are.
Holy
President
crap.
That almost
under
looks like
fire.
the president might have slipped or something as they were taking him out. Did you see that?
I did. Or he was
Or
already.
He did.
maybe
The
they
president
pushed him
fell
down
on the
to
ground.
protect him.
Yeah.
It reminds you of Butler when
What is
Sean,
this, like
his
the
lead
ninth
agent,
time
who's
this
now
has
the head of the
happened to
Secret
Donald
Service,
Trump?
essentially jumped on him. And remember, they pulled the president out of his own shoes in Butler. And before they pulled him off stage, he said, "Get my shoe,"
Yeah.
because he was pulled out of his
But
shoes.
you know what? And then the iconic fist up, fight. You know, there are reports that Trump may be coming back to.
Oh,
deliver
thank
the
you, Chad.
speech.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I was
Jeremy's
checking
almost
Caroline
home.
Levitt's feed a
He'll
moment
run.
ago,
He'll
and she
get to
had
all
not
your
made
super
an
chats, I
official,
promise.
comment just yet. You saw the White House Correspondents
Freaking
Association
Willie Will
president
sent a
from CBS put her
$200
hand over her mouth,
donation.
and we've
Holy
shown
crap.
that. And the First Lady looked like she was deeply concerned. I think she put her hand on her mouth.
Right.
Like, this is happening again. You're going to see it
Right, here we go.
right about here. Yeah.
So the video that's coming in, we here obviously are turning it the moment we get it in, so you can kind of get up to the minute. But there's going to be a lot of video of this suspect. There's going to be a lot of video from the lobbies. There's going to be a lot of pieces here to put it all together. So the person obviously knew that they would be on camera, knew they would be on tape everywhere, walking into such a high-profile event. This is something that, as we mentioned, that the program had begun. It was about 30 minutes in, and maybe that is why people are still saying, because the word is.
It does appear that everyone is coming back into the room. I guess they got an announcement that the situation has been dealt with, but oh my gosh,
The White
man,
House
it's
has
like
not yet
how
put out,
long?
an official
Do we have to do
statement
this for
about
three
his safety
plus
or
more
about when he's
years?
coming back. We're obviously hoping for the best for
With these
everyone, but
crazy,
I would
insane,
think that if
freaking
there was something
people?
more catastrophic, if anyone had been harmed, that they would have cleared this room by
I
now.
think so too.
Charles, do you want to jump in on that point? Because I'm trying to understand why everyone's still in this ballroom. Maybe they believe, obviously, that they've cleared the threat, but what else is going through your mind at this hour?
Well, I can tell you certainly who's not in that ballroom right now, because Bianca brought it up earlier, and she was exactly right for doing so. You've got the president, the vice president, members of the cabinet. This is a continuity of government nightmare. You have no fewer attendees here than you do at a State of the Union, for example.
Yeah.
So with respect to the continuity of government, it's very important here that the people you have.
Try not to
in
give
that
too much of my
room
commentary and let them
ensure
speak,
that the
because I'm
government
freaking,
goes on
I'm pissed at
uninterrupted.
this. Like, this
So
is
they've all been removed
unacceptable.
here. They are not coming back. I certainly would not be recommending, having been in these positions before, that either the president, the vice president, or these cabinet members come back. The reason why, you don't know if this is just one of one or one of many. So you cannot allow the president or vice president and others back into this room until you've
Mute
got
it,
a firm
Jay.
grasp of what's going on here.
Yeah.
So as much as I want to sit here and go, Trump is going to go back because he's Trump, the bottom line is Trump's safety is the most important thing, not being a
100%.
badass right now. So as much as it would be cool to see him return, he does not need to return. That guy is 100% right in what he's saying. And this is not about theatrics. This is not about moments. Like, Trump's safety is the most important thing. So hopefully they don't return.
I know, but man, like, that's Donald Trump, though. He's like, you trying to shoot me? I'm going to come stand here. You're not going to scare me. Like, that's like.
I know.
agree.
Hey, listen, I will be the #1 cheerleader if he returns. I will be so happy, but we'll see. I'll be home in less than 10 minutes.
No, you're
I've
good. Like
I have said a ton of gamer words on the road, cussed everybody out. Go ahead, Jay.
no, it's all good. Okay, I thought they were showing people sitting back. No, that was moments ago when all this stuff happens. But this is so unacceptable that they have got to get the right people here. I mean, I guess it's a good thing that nothing happened. Oh my God, you could see people running and chasing down the president, but the progressive left had made so many freaking crazy people. I mean, look, Charlie Kirk assassinated. They tried to take Trump out multiple times. Who knows who else is on their freaking list? Like, this is unacceptable. We have got to like lock this stuff down and get these crazy people where they need to be. Where they need to be. This is horrendous. This is horrendous. We need freaking law and order like never before. Like any type of threat that they're seeing online or social media, they have got to lock that stuff down. Like people can't like we see videos of even school teachers saying, "Oh, I hope he dies. I hope someone," like all that stuff has got to stop, because you are just planting seeds into crazy people that will do stuff like this. That's just my opinion. This is Jeremy's show, but I'm just like,
no, man. You tell everybody exactly what you think. By the way, I want to tell everybody, massive shout out to Jay for doing this for me.
All good.
So I mean, it's very rare to have friends like Jay. So I appreciate you, brother.
All good.
So chat, the only reason we're here live right now is because of Jay. So I'll be home in about 10.
Well, I saw your tweet. You were like, I know I can't go live because I'm not home. And I text Jeremy. I was like, I'll go live for you I'll hold it down till you get here. So yeah. I was like, you just gotta make the room, because I hate making the room.
Yeah. I hear you, man.
But
let's unmute there so we can hear what they're saying real quick. It's because me and you yapping a lot.
You know that there is a sense of target as well.
Okay, hang on one
President
second.
Trump has just put out a Truth Social.
President says, quite an evening in Washington. Secret Service and law enforcement did a great job, fantastic job. He says they acted quickly and bravely. The shooter has been apprehended, the president says, suggesting he's alive. And I've recommended we, quote, let the show go on. Will be entirely guided, though, by law enforcement. This from the president. They will make a decision shortly. Regardless of that decision, the evening will be much different than planned, and we'll just plain have to do it again, the president says, signs it. John, your reaction to that?
That was
he's waiting
Trump that
for
just
the law
tweeted that
enforcement,
he just read.
And he's saying that if he comes back to the stage, maybe he's not going to be attacking the media as planned, that maybe this is going to have a different tone. But what would be your recommendation from a law enforcement standpoint? Should they even be thinking about bringing the president back?
I don't think so. There has to be a secondary search right now. You have to go beyond that perimeter, that building block. You got to layer this now. And conversely, with the event, you have to have what's called like a layer redundancy to security, many levels before you get to that door. And the Secret Service does a great job, and they did their job tonight. The criticism in this, and what's scary about this, like I said, he got into the perimeter. You hearing gunshots while the president's on the stage. Looks like he was placing his order.
Yeah.
And this is not where we should be.
And to your point, President Trump did say law enforcement, they did a fantastic job, acted quickly and bravely. That's the president 2 minutes ago. We're watching
them
no
doubt about it. And
what about possibly something?
They're in New York.
Something
right,
there.
All right. They're in New York.
The sweeps that need to be done, the advance team, maybe it wasn't something.
I think they're in New York tonight. I think
it was
New York, right, Chad?
Picked up. I mean, there's so many things we don't know at this moment.
There's so many variables to this as to what was done a couple of days prior, a week before, the night before, 2 hours for the event.
Right.
And you're going to have to do this a second time now because
they're in the DC Hilton. Okay, thanks for correcting me. Thanks for correcting me.
The president is tough as nails.
Thanks for correcting me.
Fight. We know it. He wants to get back on the stage and say, you're not stopping us tonight. But he's got to listen to law enforcement. It's a tightrope here.
There's some new video here of outside the event. We're going to try to get this up here so you can see the chaos unfolding at the
Holy crap.
Drawn, law enforcement trying to get a handle on this situation. John, we don't have the background you have. When the initial reports from our own CEO, Chris Ruddy, who's in the ballroom, was that he and others heard gunshots. that would presume that the gunshots were inside the hotel, not outside. The noise can carry. How would you assess? This is very limited information, but I think our White House correspondent, Mike Carter, said he believed from his own eyes that the shooter appeared to be roughly 40 yards from the stage.
30, 40 yards,
that
yeah.
seemed to suggest, obviously, they got inside. How close, with these kinds of weapons that are on the streets now, 30, 40 yards from the President of the United States, this is obviously unacceptable. And God forbid this shooter had not been stopped, John. That is alarmingly close to the president, no?
So let's just say,
who was he shooting at? Number
there's a
one,
failure at the
where did the shots
magnetometer.
go off?
Yeah.
What was the next stop? Was it the double doors to the event? I couldn't even imagine to think. And I'll tell you what, those gunshots sounded loud on that video. And if you ever heard gunshots on top of you, they're loud, they travel far, and they don't discriminate who they hit. This is really scary. One of my questions in my mind, what was technology used outside this event? Did they have technology? If you had a long gun, I'm just speculating here. What technology did they have out there? How is this layered? There are a lot of questions I can't answer tonight, but that's going to have to be a serious post-action review of what the hell went on here.
Right. Now, John, I was at Mar-a-Lago last night, and then Bianca mentioned that we were at a charity event together with other folks from Newsmax today between roughly noon and 3 p.m. And the president was there for a chunk of that time in another room near us.
Yeah.
And there are, to your point, I'm only bringing that up because there are drones, obviously, outside Mar-a-Lago. There's an I've been around the president for a decade or so. Every year, but particularly since Butler, obviously, you've been there, it's gotten heavier and heavier around him. So around that hotel, they had to have at least, one would presume,
CNN reports that Wolf
security to let him
Blitzer says he was feet away from the
John,
shooter and he got tackled by the police.
Got through, and don't want to beat up the Secret Service, but we always
that
look
sucks.
at the video of Butler and say, how did
Thought
a
I'd share
shooter
that.
get on top of a roof this close to the president and hit him at least once? How did someone get within 40 yards of the president? What is going on?
Right. And let's be clear. Let's not beat up the Secret Service, because that layered redundancy they had today, whatever it was, one layer worked. And fortunately, it appears probably the last layer or close to it. But to your point, right, what was outside? Drones, AI cameras, license plate readers. We can go on, a gun detection. Magnetometers, how were they used? Were they used, they should never get they should never get inside your perimeter. And this man always made it in.
Yeah. And John, I mean, now, again, President Trump putting out a truth post just minutes ago saying quite an evening. He does give credit to Secret Service and law enforcement. He said they acted quickly and bravely. Only this president said, I want
We're just waiting for someone to come up and speak at this point.
This was supposed to be, this was the first White House Correspondents' Dinner as president that he was attending to. He was going to obviously be there, get some jabs and the rest. This was supposed to be something that was historic in America. He said 250th. So here we have the president. We're putting it up on the screen so you can read it yourself. He has recommended that we let the show go on. Of course, he's the president who was pulled out off the stage of Butler saying fight, fight, fight. That is who he is, to his core. He is going to let them decide.
Well, can I add one other thing?
But,
which is the most important thing that I missed when I started reading that. The president's okay.
Yeah,
He's truthing
okay,
right now. Which, by the way, I didn't hear the CBS correspondent before say the president's safe, the vice president, the first lady. I get it. I'm not blaming her.
I'm not sure. She had guardrails
Caroline
up,
Levitt hadn't told us.
Freaking crazy
and maybe
people,
the Secret
man.
Service said, do not say where the president is right now, John. But, I mean, look, first of all, the president of the United States is alive and well, John.
Yeah.
And that is the most important thing we're learning right now, correct?
Obviously he's alive and well. It doesn't appear that the people in the room, you can see it right now, looks like there's really no sense of urgency. Obviously, they're talking about what happened, so it looks like the situation has been mitigated. But again, thank goodness for that Secret Service at that magnetometer. Thank God he didn't get in his room, because that would be a mass casualty situation, no doubt about it. And our president, our leader, is safe.
I'm just wondering, you know, at what point is this is becoming too normal in our country? Erica Kirk was also in the room there tonight. At what point you have journalists now ducking under because they're hearing shots? This was the very
this is a floor above the room where the shots
the ballroom. It's
this,
one floor higher.
This is kind of where the red carpet is, and now this could possibly be the White House pool, some of their video coming out,
right?
Because it looked like there were reporters going out with cameras and stuff.
You know, it's
trying to get a handle.
These people that behave this way think that they're like some kind of hero to the country.
But presumably they'd want to get him out and bring him back to the White House, which is within a mile. John, what about a little bit of history, which is that President Reagan, Bianca mentioned,
can you hear me?
Was shot at this hotel, not at the Correspondence Center, but he had delivered a speech, I think, to a union early in his presidency. Obviously survived it. Yeah, and the story goes, John, that he was pushed into the presidential window, and they started heading to the.
First of all, thank you, Jay.
Because again, it's only a mile or so away. And one of the Secret Service agents noticed, he kept asking the president, "Are you okay?" And I believe he saw blood coming out of his mouth, I think, or saw blood on his shirt, and said, "Do not go to the White House. Go to George Washington University Hospital," and rerouted that motorcade. And they later said, the doctors, that if he had not gone to the hospital right away, John, Ronald Reagan would have been dead. He would not have made it because they didn't know that he had been hit
that real quick?
But this agent figured that out, John. It shows.
Okay, so if you're just tuning in, we've had a crazy night. So you had the White House Correspondents' Dinner tonight. This is, I believe, the first one that Trump has attended since at least in several years, maybe ever. I can't. He did the one with Hillary Clinton, I think. But either way, this was a big deal. Trump was attending, and shortly after he appeared with Melania, and J.D. Vance was there, and a lot of the administration was there. Shots were fired. Trump and his team were escorted out immediately. And I just got home. Thankfully, Jay started this stream up. So now we're trying to filter through all of the details of all of this. As it stands right now, President Trump is safe. He has had no issues. He is fine. He's been tweeting out. He may make a return, but we don't know for sure yet. He said he's going to leave that up to law enforcement. So we're currently waiting for that. As it stands, Jay, there's no injuries, correct? We don't
as far as except for Wolf Blitzer, who was tackled by police.
Okay, yeah, I did hear that one.
According to Wolf.
So I'm going to share my screen right here, just so I could show people, like, because I know you shared this.
I'll do your thing, man.
So right here, this is President Trump rushed off stage by Secret Service at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. So if you notice right there, Melania looks really quickly. You see that? So Melania's talking, and all of a sudden she looks over.
Holy crap.
And then at this point, that's when Secret Service gets on stage and rushes everybody out. And Trump falls. Trump fell right there.
Yeah.
So if you watch right here, you can see President Trump is right here, and he trips or falls right there. And what's crazy is it's just like everybody's sitting there, you know, like they're just like casual. You know what I mean? Now I know that there are people out there that are like, it's staged. Go watch Candace Owens. Okay, we don't need you over here. We don't need you over here. Go watch Candace. Oh, wait, she's on a vacation that she didn't tell you about after the indictment of the Southern Poverty Law Center. So, maybe she can't be live right now. So you're looking for another delusional podcaster. You're not going to find it here. So again, once again, President Trump has been put in harm's way. This is absolutely insane. This is unacceptable. We do have, let me find this feed right here. There's a feed I wanted to pull up. Actually, I think that I'm going to pull the same
Hakeem
feed.
Jeffries just tweeted, "The violence in America must end."
Oh, thanks, Timu Obama. We're always happy. We're always happy for Timu Obama to let us know his thoughts right here. So Trump evacuated after shooting incident at the White House Correspondents' Dinner.
To be safe, right?
Absolutely. At this point, again, as you're talking, I'm thinking this can't go on. I know they want to stand tall, and I get it, and I respect that. Well, let's shut this down tonight. Let's do it another night, and let's make sure everyone's safe and get them home. And that's what I would do.
John, John Shell, we appreciate your insight. If you can stand by, we know it's a Saturday night. You may have other things on the calendar. Charles Marino's still here, the former top DHS official. When you hear John talking, you both speak the same.
So again, I know there was a bunch of super chats, and you guys.
I haven't read any. Shout out
Willie,
Bella, one of my
Will.
favorites.
Yeah, Willie Will, seeing people not here saying that the shooter missed. To them, fuck you, 100%. Willie Will. Absolutely 100%. Thank you. Harley Dave says nothing stops Trump. They have no idea what's coming. Absolutely nothing stops 45 and 47. I saw we had Bella Stella. Thank you. Mara Millen says double it. Stream chat, Griff tax. What the F again? Yes. So as it stands, we are dealing with yet another assassination attempt for President Trump. He is safe. According to Trump, and he did send out a tweet on True Social that Jay did read over here. I'm going to pull that up really quickly right now. This is directly from President Trump. Quite an evening in D.C. Secret Service and law enforcement did a fantastic job. They acted quickly and bravely. The shooter has been apprehended. So that is basically, by his language right there, that means that the shooter is alive and he's going to be in custody. All right. And then I have recommended that we let the show go on, but we entirely will be guided by law enforcement. They will make a decision shortly. Regardless of that decision, the evening will be much different than planned, and we'll just plain have to do it again. President Donald J. Trump. And there is Jay with the shirt right there. Missed me, baby. Again. Missed him again. So that's where we are. Let's go back to this live feed so we don't miss any breaking news on this feed right here.
Shooter.
So
I also want to mention we've called out dangerous rhetoric on the left, and rightly so. A few moments ago, Chuck Schumer, the Senate Democrat leader, did post this. I am closely monitoring the unfolding situation at the White House Correspondents' Center. I'm grateful for the quick response of law enforcement, and am praying. I'm
going to be honest. We don't care what Chuck Schumer has to say about anything.
But
here's what you were talking about. Wolf Blitzer says that he was just feet away from the White House Correspondents' Dinner shooter. Says that he was thrown to the ground by a police officer.
Please tell me there's video of that.
I can hear you fine. It's very worrisome what happened. Just coincidentally, after they served the appetizers, I walked out to simply go to the men's room, but you have to walk up these stairs and walk out, and which I was doing. And as I was walking back towards the door to get back into the big area where the event was taking place, all of a sudden, I start hearing gunshots in the hall right near me.
All right, I got to pause this because we have an image of the shooter. We have an image right here. Nick Sortor, reported image of the shooter apprehended by Secret Service agents at the Washington Hilton. This is not confirmed. So this is reportedly, this is the shooter reportedly, not confirmed. Okay, so keeping an eye on that right now. Not confirmed, but it's reported that it's out there. So we shall see if this turns out to actually be the shooter. Let's go back to Wolf Blitzer and listen to this in its entirety.
Towards the door to get back into the big area where the event was taking place, all of a sudden, I start hearing gunshots in the hall right near me. And the next thing I knew, a police officer threw me to the ground and was on top of me. And I was listening and watching what was going on. And apparently they got the gunman who had a major weapon there, but it was so worrisome. The noise was so loud in a small area, and all of a sudden I'm seeing gunshots. And then they grab me, the police officers, and they take me back into the men's room where it was safe, and there were about 15 other men who are stuck in there, and they won't let them out. And that's what happened. And then after a while, they let me out, and I'm out now. I'm not back in the ballroom, but everything is apparently closing down. Very scary incident. All of a sudden, a guy with a weapon, and it was a very, very serious weapon, he starts shooting, and I happened to have been a few feet away from him as he was shooting, of course, first thing that went through my
So there goes poof goes the narrative that this is staged. Okay, poof goes the narrative. Wolf Blitzer hates Trump, works for CNN, and he was next to the shooter. Listen, Jay, like I can't even get into a fucking movie theater without a fucking ticket.
Yeah.
How do these people keep getting close?
That's what I'm
to the
saying.
President of the
unacceptable.
United States of America with weapons. How? Like,
Bro, I can't even walk into Disney World. My freaking alarm sets the metal detector off, and I have to go over to the side while they search me with a wand. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, same with Universal Studios. You can't even walk into a theme park without getting wanded down. Like, what the heck, dude?
Mm-hmm.
You're absolutely right.
It's crazy. I saw a meme of a guy. He was being pulled over by a cop, and the cop says, let me see your license, please. And the guy says, oh, I'm on my way to vote. So, and the cop's like, oh, never mind. You don't need an ID. You know, like, because it's just, we live in an upside down world right now. This is absolutely unforgivable that, oh, here we got some more images right here. Here we go.
Holy crap.
She is in custody. It says an individual. The condition of those involved is not yet known, and law enforcement is actively assessing the situation. So, Charles, before we get to Mike Carter, what do you read from that? So the president and first lady are safe, one individual in custody. The condition of those
Caroline just
is
tweeted
not
that
yet
President
known.
Trump is
Hang on,
about
we
to
have an
deliver a
update.
statement from the White House briefing room.
Oh, boy.
Yes.
Press secretary just
type in her
tweeted that.
audio.
Okay, so that's from Caroline Leavitt. Trump is getting ready to address.
Has requested that
I mean, you can go to
Hang
her
on,
Twitter.
hang on.
premises
Hang on.
consistent with protocol. And he wanted to emphasize that nobody was hurt. He and the First Lady, the cabinet, everybody's safe. The president will be having a press briefing at the White House in 30 minutes. That is not a joke.
That's our president,
and
baby.
He insists that we will reschedule this event in the next 30 days. And that he wanted to do it tonight. He wanted to continue despite the news, but has to follow security protocol. I said earlier tonight that journalism is a public service because when there is an emergency, we run to the crisis, not away from it. And on a night when we are thinking about the freedoms in the First Amendment, we must also think about how fragile they are. I saw all of you reporting, and that's what we do. So, thank God everybody is safe. And thank you for coming together tonight. We will do this again. Thank you.
Taking the stage.
Yeah.
Thank God the president is safe. I mean, let's just underscore that.
Yeah.
So that's the White House correspondent's president there, Wee Jiang. So the president's going to have a news conference in 30 minutes.
So President Trump is going to have a news conference in 30 minutes from the White House. He wanted to continue, but law enforcement, security, Secret Service has advised him against that. Now, of course, the left has painted the picture that Trump doesn't listen to anyone, Jay. That's what I was told. Do you remember the story where Trump was in the White House or the presidential limo, the Beast? And they said that this was on January 6th. Remember when they tried to say that Secret Service told him no, and he leaped across the vehicle and snatched the steering wheel from the Secret Service? First of all, they always make him sound more badass. Like, no matter what. Like, can you imagine? Like, if Trump actually did that, it would be the coolest shit ever. They make him sound like he's Liam Neeson in Taken or some shit. They make him sound like John Wick. But here we are, President Trump. Obviously, if it's all about Trump, then Trump is going to go back out there. But Donald Trump is thinking about every single other person, because it's going to put potentially everybody in danger if he goes back out there, because they have not had time to completely secure the area. And that's the unfortunate reality of it, but that is where we are. So if you're just tuning in, first of all, I want to thank my good buddy Jay Trunk 3PO, because
all good, man.
He got this stream started for me. I was out and about, and so we're here. President Trump, there were shots fired at the White House, or at the correspondence dinner. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
President Trump, Melania Trump, JD Vance, the administration, they were all there. President Trump and Melania were rushed out of the room as soon as the shots were fired. Now, this is another picture that we're getting right here, and I don't know what this is.
No one discovered it, and that's what happened.
Yeah, the sweep, the advance team, right? If it was left a few days before.
Yeah, and also, me as a retired detective, I'm also on the Homeland Security Advisory Council with the president. I can't get around there with a gun. I mean,
it's crazy. All right, here's I got another video right here, Jay. Here we go. Right here. This is some video.
Gunshots fired at the White House Correspondents' Center.
The most important man on earth is sitting in this room. The second most important man on earth is sitting in this room. The entire media is sitting in this room. The entire cabinet is sitting in this fucking room. How in the fuck does someone get in there with a gun? That's insane. This is a security failure, plain and simple. This is a massive security failure, and somebody had to allow this, in my humble opinion, because it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I wonder if he has like press credentials or there's something like that, because the TDS runs so strong in some parts of our media as well. And when they use verbiage like a threat to you, a threat to your family, a threat to this country, you're just feeding these crazy people that will go out of their way to try to think that there's some kind of a hero to stop a threat to this country. When the left constantly uses that type of verbiage, constantly. So
yeah. So this is a little bit earlier, but watch as Donald Trump, along with the First Lady and other attendees, is evacuated from the White House Correspondents' Dinner after loud bangs that were gunfire with, let's just play it right here. So President Trump is right here. Melania is next to him. Okay, you're going to see Melania's head turn first as she hears something. So here we go.
Holy crap.
Yeah. So Melania didn't even hear it at first. See, there's a skip somewhere. So there's a skip somewhere.
What can you tell us about what just happened?
Hey guys, we were just eating dinner and Secret Service and everyone started yelling. There were shots fired. We heard it. It was right there in the stairway, and we got under the tables and they just were screaming at us. They pulled their guns out. The shooter is in custody and no one was injured. They just rushed RFK out right in front of us. He was right in the elevator, right like 2 feet in front of me. It's chaos right now, but their secret. Mike Johnson was ushered out. Everyone was ushered out. Everyone is okay as of now, what we know, and they're blocking us.
Well, Benny, I can tell I can tell you're shaken up just without even seeing your face. But you're telling me you actually heard shots ring out.
Yes, it was right close to us. Yes.
In the stairwell, which would be, if you're looking at the stage, were you on the left or right side?
Well, no, we were right outside the main ballroom.
I'm not talking about the woman that's talking there, but this post right here, on point. Most of the people in that Washington Hilton ballroom tonight are morally responsible for what just happened. For over 10 years, they have pushed the most hateful, vile conspiracies. Trump is a threat to democracy, a dictator, literally Hitler 2.0. They demonize him nonstop, normalize violence in their rhetoric, and then acted shocked when the inevitable keeps occurring. 100%.
Kind of funny, like there's no active. I'm trying to like be nice here, but like you're not seeing people trying to shoot at Hakeem Jeffries or Schumer or anybody like that.
Nope. And nobody would ever call for that. We would all
absolutely.
Yeah,
you're correct. Of course,
yeah.
we would never call for that. I'm just saying it's
Yeah.
crazy how it's. What I'm saying is it's like it's one sided here.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, and because this type of behavior is endorsed by the left. They endorse this shit. They celebrate it.
Easy.
Every time something bad happens in the world, no matter who it is, an older celebrity or something like that, do you know what leftists always say? I wish it were Trump. Every time somebody, in their older age dies and they go, so-and-so died, but Trump is still here. Trump dominates their entire existence. These people are absolute lunatics. It's crazy. And somebody said it, and I will say it. I will re-highlight it. I know Jay will appreciate it. Simple as that.
Yeah,
right there.
of course.
Simple as that. All right, let's go back here. So if you're tuning in, Trump has a news conference set here in just a minute. So he's going to be going live here in about 10 minutes. So this is...
This is what happens when you let the crazy people loose and run around and feed into them and just let anybody into the country, like whatever. This is what happens. And now it's like, then they feed these people like you're the threat to your lifestyle and he's a threat to this and you're not going to have anything anymore and you're going to be, and it feeds in their mind and they're like, oh my gosh, I have to do something to stop these people or I'm going to lose everything. And when you're soft on crime and the criminals can run around, the insane asylum can run around and they're protected and they're all like, let's celebrate their insaneness by giving them a day and everything else. Like, this is what happens. This is what happens when there's no law and order. Sorry, people can be offended at my words. It's just true.
You are correct.
It's just true.
You are correct.
It's like, and now we have chaos. And that's exactly what they want. They want freaking chaos.
The Secret Service has released a statement following the shooting at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. The president and the first lady are safe along, safe along all protectees. One individual is in custody. The condition of those involved is not yet known. The law enforcement is actively assessing the situation. So that is their statement right there. So the person that is responsible, the shooter is responsible. The shooter is in custody. The person responsible is in custody as it stands right now. So this is apparently, let me double check this really quick. So people are saying this is the shooter. So hang on. You find it. Did it go away? Did they delete that one? They may have deleted it. No? All right. Reportedly, this is the shooter. So I already showed this picture once. Reportedly, this is the shooter. First images allegedly shows the shooter in custody following the incident at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. You've got this picture right here, and then you have a closer picture right there. It's either a very beta-looking dude or a woman. I mean,
the thing is, it's like if there was shots, where was he shooting? And thank God that nobody, like he must be one of the. If there was all those people in the lobby, must be a horrible shot.
Mm-hmm.
Not to make jokes or anything, but it's like 6 shots is what people are hearing. Unless it was Secret Service shooting back.
Yeah.
Holy crap, dude.
I gotta imagine there's a lot of video that is going to be released.
It's a reporter. Everyone's got their phones. That's why you saw those people standing on the stage on their phones. They all went live. They all went live on their respective news stations, like talking.
Washington in the very near future, but this is something.
Jay, give me 2 minutes. I'll be right back.
Yeah, do your thing. Just let it. Well, you could have left the volume on, I guess, so we could hear what's going on instead of just letting me talk through what this guy's trying to say. Just kind of left me hanging here, not knowing what's going on, and I pretty sure the guy's just saying the exact same thing as everybody else, is that it is a bad situation and Trump shouldn't come back. But Trump already had a speech prepared. He was going to make some jokes, and I'm pretty sure he wanted to like do his speech. I can't believe Jeremy left without the sound on. And yeah, here we are. I'm trying not to get too aggravated and angry, but it just makes me freaking angry that we have gotten to this place in this country, and it shouldn't be like that. There should be a respect, at least for the highest office, no matter what. You didn't have the volume on, so I had to like read the guy's lips.
I didn't want to turn the volume on because you wouldn't be able to mute it if I was gone for a second.
People are looking at everyone in the chat. They're like, Jay's doing bad lip reading.
By the way, mods, if you don't mind, drop Jay's Patreon in the chat.
Oh, shout out. Thank you.
Guys, go
you don't have to do that,
brother, over there, because Jay's got some issues with his,
My Welcome to Rebellion channel got demonetized from YouTube. Even though we go live there and talk on the news every morning from 8 to 10, Monday through Friday, I'm still going to be live on there.
Yep.
But YouTube
support him over on Rumble as
well. Done
well.
with you.
And appreciate you guys over on Rumble. But thank you guys
for before Jeremy. How did that happen?
I know, man. What the hell's going on? Messed up world we're living in. Okay, so we are about 5 minutes away from the reported time that Trump is set to go live. Now, if you've followed President Trump for any significant amount of time, you know he's usually not on time because he's kind of a busy guy. And this is kind of a big night and a big moment. So will he make it on time? Probably not. But I do agree with Harley Dave that Jay has issues. So
yeah,
yes, he does.
Many.
Yeah, he has many. As do I, to be fair. I mean, Jay wouldn't be my friend if he didn't have issues. You know what I mean?
Birds of a feather flock together.
That is correct.
We're both retarded.
Suffa Jay, he's awkward.
Yeah.
He can't run a stream.
I know, it's awful.
So thankfully, President Trump is okay. I know we're having people, flow in all throughout, and they're wanting to know what update and everything. We had a moment at the White House Correspondents' Dinner tonight. Shots were fired in the room that President Trump was in. He was at the table with Melania, and the Secret Service rushed, took him out of the room. There's been many of reporters that have talked about their firsthand experience. Wolf Blitzer of CNN was right next to the shooter when it happened. We've had other reporters talk about it. They have canceled tonight's Correspondents' Dinner, even though President Trump wanted to continue after they apprehended the shooter. Security, police, and the Secret Service have advised President Trump that is not the best idea. So he has listened to his security detail. So he's going to be addressing the nation here shortly. And, we'll hear what he has to say.
Did you go over his latest post?
His True Social post. I did go over that when you had stepped away for a minute.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I know you had read it too. So,
the one about law enforcement has requested that we leave and not come back. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yep. And right here, Benny Johnson says that they have now tried to assassinate Trump at least 5 times. Yeah. Here we go. Another one. And that's just at least because that there's plenty more. There's plenty more. And this is our great president, the greatest president of all time. And there's a lot of people that hate him because he's doing everything to make America great again. In fact, I don't know if you saw that report, but the desire from foreign countries to come to America is at an all-time low, Jay.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I voted for right there. Yeah, that's exactly.
I'm sick of all the traffic in my town.
Yes, that is exactly what I voted for. So that is all we want. We don't want you here. You don't need to be here. You know. So, and if you do want to be here, you got to work for it. You got to put the effort. Because I have no problem with people that want to put the work in to get here legally, but under Joe Biden's America, it was like, hey, just come on in and you'll figure it out. You know,
come in and we'll give you money.
Yeah. Yeah. And meanwhile, you got all of these legitimate immigrants that went through the process the right way, went through an approval process, paid the money, and they're sitting here going, why did we do it the right way when Joe Biden's just opening the floodgates?
And they gave us a daycare to run.
Yeah, exactly. So, oh man, scary stuff. Okay, let's hear what Greta Van Susteren is saying right now.
It's pandemonium.
Yeah. There's some video now coming in of the takedown of the shooter. If you stand by, if you have to go, Greta, tell us. But we
got video
on the screen.
Oh, here it is. Yeah,
and this might look like the aftermath of the takedown. Yeah, because the shooter appears to be on the ground, Bianca, obviously. So it's our first, I'll tell you, go ahead. Go ahead.
And you just cannot underestimate how bad the traffic was to get into the place and how terrible the security was once you open the door. You know, I mean, the traffic wasn't security. The traffic was just sort of a mess with a bunch of police cars stopping. Anybody could have walked in there.
Greta,
Anybody could have.
So the one thing that we're seeing now is that there appeared to be like a sheet or a towel over this.
Shout out.
And
thank you, brother. I will read that here in just a minute.
I don't know if he was a protester, had the shirt off, if law enforcement ripped his shirt off to see if he had a bomb on him or what may have transpired. All that's going to come out, obviously. And we're going to hear from the President of the United States live, pardon me, any moment now from the White House briefing room. And oh, by the way, Greta, there's one other piece of information, which is when you read that White House pool note that says we are flying back to the White House, fastest motorcade I've ever been in, they say the motorcade was rolling at 9:46, which is only 14 minutes ago. Why is that important? Bianca, that tells us the president was still at the hotel. He did not.
Oh, yeah, they probably held him there.
They had him in a holding room.
Lots of happy birthdays to Ryan there. Ryan, thank you again. Really appreciate it, brother. Happy birthday.
Raining. We're all walking in the raining to this building when that's not raining now, but you could hear protesters. I said it sounded like protesters on the other side of the hotel. So, but that's Washington. I mean, we like the First Amendment. We're proud of the First Amendment. People protest even when you don't like it. We're proud of it. We don't like shootings. We don't like terrorism. We don't like anything like that. So it's people that's sort of ordinary.
I'm going to be honest.
Now,
maybe it's me.
That was abnormal that I thought.
I don't like that it seems a bit nonchalant with people right now with that guy just laying there. I don't know. I'd like to see never mind.
Didn't we just institute a new form of death penalty? Did you read about that?
I didn't hear about that, but I hope he's first up.
I don't know I'm trying to be, I'm not going to say stuff on YouTube, but yeah.
No, I know he's cuffed, but I guess I just, again, it's YouTube. I don't want to break terms of service.
Yeah.
So seems staged. I mean, if you're retarded, it does seem staged. If you are an absolute retard. And like I said, I know your girl Candace isn't live. And so you're looking for another delusional podcast. I'm not a very smart person, but I'm not Candace Owens. So I know that she's on vacation, a vacation that she didn't announce. And then magically, when a big indictment came down, suddenly she took a vacation. And I know you're looking for, and I know Ian Carroll has disappeared, shockingly. It's amazing how all these people have just disappeared when the big indictment came down. But I'm not that retarded. I'm kind of retarded, but I'm not that retarded. So Okay, let's see.
To have that
Greta,
slide
stand
again.
by if you can.
Thank you, Greta,
Live
so
look at the
much.
White
Okay.
House, where
Okay.
the President of the United States will be addressing the reporters, but addressing the nation really any moment now. We've crossed a new hour here, just past 10 p.m. Eastern, here on Newsmax. Ed Henry and Bianca De La Garza. Let's reset. We were getting ready to go to air at about 9 p.m. Eastern, and just after 8:30 or so, 8:40, some of our team started noticing that there was activity on the stage where the president and first lady had just been seated. We were going to come to air
a very
not while they were
smarty
sitting
person.
down, but when they
Someone
started
said Jay's
speaking,
more
and the
retarded
dinner
than you,
started
Jeremy,
going,
so you're
and
okay.
we started racing around
You have
and
that.
getting
Got that going for me.
because there was some incident,
Clearly.
and all we could see was that
Something.
the president was rushed off the stage. We didn't know his status. We didn't know if he and the first lady were safe because they were taken away. There were reports of gunshots, and there were almost a SWAT team from the U.S. Secret Service. There's the moment on the left that I'm describing.
You see Melania's Melania's face. She
Initially,
heard
since we were not
something.
live at that second, we're told about it and jumped into action here. Because within a couple of minutes of what you see on the left, the right side is a live look. A SWAT
none
team,
of these people need to
basically,
deal with
from the
this
U.S.
kind of
Secret
stuff.
Service was on that stage, and you can see some of them running through the halls. This is the Washington Hilton. This is where Ronald Reagan was shot. Now there's the SWAT team I mentioned on the left.
This is where Reagan was
When
shot?
the president's on the golf
Yeah.
course now these
Holy
days, by
crap.
the way, there are teams like that with helmets, with masks, with cameras. There are drones. When he is anywhere now, so one would presume they had some of that outside the hotel as well. We still don't know how many shots, but it has been confirmed to be a quote-unquote shooting by the U.S. Secret Service, Bianca. And again, their statement doesn't say that anyone's been harmed. The president himself has been on Truth Social saying he's safe.
Yeah.
I just want to bring in John Nance.
Crazy stuff going on. So we are currently waiting for President Trump. I am continuing to look through Twitter to see if we have any more updates and things like that. What is this? Oh no, here we go. Minutes after the shooter opens fire, CNN's Laura Coates has pivoted to blaming gun violence. Of course.
And let's not forget as well that, as you mentioned, Scott, and we talked about some of the people at the beginning of this dinner who were present in the room.
Yeah.
Erica Kirk, the widow of Charlie Kirk. You have people who are civilians who may or may not have had their own experiences with gun violence in this country. And as we know, Steve Scalise also there, a victim of gun violence as well. And there are others who we are not naming in the moment as well. And just to think about the prevalence of gun violence more broadly. And let's not forget is
this is CNN right here. What do you expect? This is exactly what we've come to expect from CNN. They never miss an opportunity. All right, here we go. So, I didn't. Maybe this is the one you were talking about, Jay. So, I didn't know about this one. If this.
Oh
is
yeah, that's the one.
I was talking about the one previously. So this is 29 minutes ago. President Trump says law enforcement has requested that we leave the premises consistent with protocol, which we will do immediately. I will be giving a press conference in 30 minutes from the White House press briefing room. The first lady plus the vice president and all cabinet members are in perfect condition. I says it perfect. That's definitely a Trump tweet right there. We will be speaking to you in about half an hour. I've spoken with all representatives in charge of the event, and we will be rescheduling within 30 days. President Donald J. Trump. So that is from President Trump right there. They are getting the press briefing room ready, and he should be going live here any minute now, hopefully. He was scheduled to go live about 5 minutes ago. So we'll see what happens. But crazy night indeed, man. Unbelievable. This is the fifth time that we know of that's on record that they have tried to assassinate President Trump at this point in time. Fifth. So I ask the question, if he's so bad, and if he's going to lose the midterms, and if he's going to ruin everything, why do they want to get rid of him so bad?
Yeah, right.
You know what else I know? Zwanny over on Rumble. Jay, $300 from Zwanny.
She's
on
amazing.
Rumble. Take
She
your wife
just-
out to dinner and thank her for sharing you with us. President Trump is the ultimate alpha male. Hail to Mrs. Cobra Cast 199. Hail to our fearless leader. Mod Lives Matter, Chat Lives Matter. I'll just say, I'll tell people where I was tomorrow because the event's going on where I was, and I was helping someone from my family at this event. It's a big event that's happening somewhere in Florida. I'll just say that. But it's craziness.
Hey, can I give a shout out to Zwani? She just joined my Patreon too.
Look at that.
Oh, that was nice. Thank you.
That is awesome. But I appreciate my family for being awesome and allowing me to drop all the plans and run home and cover this. This is the second time Trump has faced an assassination attempt, and I was not home, and I've had to, go live from the road. Remember, the last one was when I was traveling to Wisconsin for the Republican National Convention. And on my way driving, that's when the assassination attempt happened in Butler. And I remember that happened, and I'm like, oh man. So I called. Where were you at that point in time?
Butler?
Did you join that stream? Yeah. Did you join my stream?
I was with Gina Carano in.
That's right.
With Valiant Renegade, and she was speaking at her panel, and they asked her they stopped her, and they asked that they made an announcement saying, we're just gonna check everything. Not that anything would happen at a Comic-Con, but when someone takes a shot at the president, everybody just panics. So
yeah.
It was in Tennessee. We were in Tennessee when that happened.
So I remember I think I called Krista, and I said, I'm setting up a stream. You got to get in there. I just need you to handle like the chat and stuff, and I mean, this is like somebody that follows Nintendo and looks at like ducks online. You know what I mean? Like she's like, okay, we had like 15,000 people. Then Ryan joined, Gary joined, and a few other people were there. Like, yeah, I mean, that was a crazy moment, man. That was absolutely insane. So,
what's insane is Harley Dave.
50 gifted memberships.
Brother.
50 gifted memberships from Harley freaking Dave. And again, thank you guys for joining Jay's Patreon as well. I appreciate them.
Thank you.
And checking it out for Proper 199 says, how many attempts do you think we did not hear of? And that's why I said 5 that we know of, because I guarantee you probably triple that we have never known of. You know what I mean? And that's the scary part of this. Probably 3 times that many minimum. Absolutely crazy.
100%.
We're never going. I talk about this often. I'll kind of repeat this because we have people that don't normally watch live, but we, at least in our sphere of the internet, Geeks and Gamers, Friday Night Tights, all of that, we often talk about reminisce of the good old days. You know what I mean? Like, we're never going to experience, the WWF Attitude Era or the Super Nintendo versus Sega Genesis or Halo 3, it's never going to be like that again. We will never witness anything like President Trump.
Oh, no, not
ever.
even.
It will never happen.
No.
There will never be another person in our lifetimes that will have the impact, have the stature, the aura that Donald Trump has. This man is unmatched. His aura is second to none. The emotions that he gets from people positively and negatively, the way he treats the media, the way that he handles things, it will never happen again.
Not in my lifetime, no.
Enjoy it while it's here, because it will never happen again. Jess says RSBN just went live. Thank you, Jessica.
Yeah.
Because they usually have really good audio on theirs. So RSB.
I mean, it's so crazy that President Trump has a big part in the Hulk Hogan documentary on Netflix.
He does. I just finished episode 3.
Yeah.
Was he in the 3rd episode? I think it was the 3rd episode Trump was in.
And he did the interview for Hogan in the White House.
Yeah. Stopped his meeting, Russia meeting, to talk about Hulk Hogan.
Crazy.
I was a little skeptical of how good that was going to be because it was Netflix and how they're going to portray Hogan. So far, there's only 4 episodes, but 3 episodes in, they did a really good job, man.
I liked it, but it's also sad. Then after seeing like I mean, the Michael Jackson movie today, I was like, man, what an era to live through. Hogan, Michael Jackson, all it's like,
yep,
all come to an end, you know?
By the way, you guys should totally, if you're on the fence on the Michael Jackson movie, you should go see that immediately. It's fantastic. We have a website that we are heavily involved in, Criticless, and it's over there. You can get real reviews from real people. And right now it's sitting at an 86%. That's an average of 86 out of 100. So of the 70 to 69 votes, an average score of 86%. I gave it a 90. I don't know what you gave it, Jay, but
99, I think.
Let's go.
I got to go back and watch it again. It was one of the greatest cinema experiences I have had in a long time.
It's phenomenal. It really is. It really is phenomenal. So go see it. And on top of that, since we're talking about that really quickly, let me show everybody to further the point of what we were saying. Since Michael Jackson is a big topic right now, did you know that at the height of the Michael Jackson hate, when everybody turned on him, every Hollywood person turned on him, every music person turned on him, everybody in the media turned on him, do you know who had his back? Do you know the one person that had his back was Donald Trump.
When Michael Jackson was falsely accused by countless people, Donald Trump stood up and said this.
I'm going to stick up for him because nobody else is, but I don't believe it.
Trump angrily criticized the mother who...
So I'm not going to play the whole thing, but Trump was the only major personality that was willing to go on record and take up for Michael Jackson.
So I just got a breaking news from Breaking 911. Says a Secret Service agent was shot in his protective vest when the gunman opened fire outside the White House dinner. The agent is expected to be okay, per Fox News.
Wow. Holy crap. That's huge right there. Holy crap. Okay, let's see. Now here is a video, close-up video of Vice President J.D. Vance being forcefully pulled out. Let's see here. Oh, wow. Look at that. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That guy, he's got J.D. Okay. A little weird that JD was out before Trump. Dude. JD's gone. JD is gone and Trump is still there. That is crazy. Trump is still there right now.
That's where he fell, yeah.
That is crazy. That is wild. Okay, so let's hear what they're having to say right now. Okay, so they've just got, we're waiting for President Trump to go live. We're keeping an eye on multiple feeds right now. I'm going to go back over here for right now.
Have no lives, and they're just so angry. And you walk in and you get the arrogant media, and you see, you know, we were sitting really close to CNN and stuff, and it's just kind of a funny atmosphere anyway. And you're like, Trump's actually here. He's actually going to do it. I've been waiting for this for 5 years of his presidency, for him to just lambaste the media to their face.
No. Somebody says, Jeremy, protocol states Prez and VP both evacuate ASAP. They are not to attempt to protect anyone else. No, I get it. But my point being is that JD was evacuated immediately first, and Trump is still sitting there. That's just very strange timing. Very strange. Now, it's very rare usually. I'm not saying it never happens, but it is rare to have the president and the vice president in the same place at the same time. And that further emphasizes, how did this happen? Trump and Vance were in the same room and somebody was allowed to walk in with a gun. How is that even possible, dude? That is insane. All right, I'm looking for more updates really quickly. You said Breaking 911 said that?
I retweeted it.
Okay.
You go to my Twitter.
Okay. You got to be kidding me. Unhinged protester rushed the president's limo just a few moments after the shooting at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. She was arrested.
These people are freaking insane, and they need help. That's all I need to say.
TDS is not a meme. TDS is a real condition.
It is a sickness.
It is a sickness. It is the true pandemic. Look how mad she's mad. What are you mad about?
Stay behind the perimeter. Do not cross the gate.
She's telling him to fuck off.
Holy crap! Look at Nick Sorter's tweet.
What did he say?
He's talking about Erica Kirk running through the. Good Lord, Erica Kirk having to live through that again.
Jeez, man. Let's see here.
Shout out to the 6,000 people over here. Holy crap. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys for being here. We appreciate it. They are getting ready. So right here, this is the press briefing room right there. So we are keeping an eye on that. So Erica Kirk was there tonight. I'm looking for this tweet you're talking about with her. Oh God, Erica Kirk was she sitting right there next to Trump? Is that her? Is that Erica right there?
Oh no, that's the press secretary.
Okay, I was about to say. So all right, keeping an eye on everything here. But was she there?
That's what it says.
Goodness, man. Poor woman. Thank you guys for telling the truth. Keep it up. We appreciate it. Thank you. Is that
I just sent it to your Twitter DM.
Is that Anakin in your profile picture? It looks like Anakin.
Yeah, it's pretty based, isn't it?
What does that say? What does your hat say? If that's Anakin, is that Anakin?
Is that a Make America Great Again?
I don't know, but I need to know now. I'm very curious about that hat. Or James Franco. It could be James Franco. She was escorted to safety by the Secret Service, D-Day Cobra. All right. Thank you, Judah Khan. I appreciate it. No, that's not Anakin. Who is it? Looks like Sean Penn. Now there's all the speculation. Who is in your picture? We need to know. This is a very, very important picture.
Hey, he says it right here. I got it.
Oh, it's Julian Assange. Okay. We were all wrong. Some people said James Franco. I said Anakin. There we go. All right. All good either way. Thank you for the 50. Greatly appreciate it. All right. Let's see.
Literally run tabletop to tabletop with massive weapons and clearing out the room. I saw Bobby Kennedy being rushed out. President by then was already rushed out. Vice President was rushed out. And there were incredible amounts of Secret Service military that were taking charge of the room. I don't know if they...
Oh, no. Dude, this has got to be the comment of the night. Hang on, I got to find it. Samsonite. I was way off from Dumb and Dumber. Remember that? Hey, game recognizes game. All right. That is very good. Samsonite. I was way off.
Out next to Jake Tapper, and I looked at him and I said, how dare you? You have caused so much division in this country, pushing lies. I said,
Carrie Lake calling out Tapper
anymore. You've lied to the people. How dare you do that? And I saw so many people from all of these news outlets who've just spread abject lies about President Trump over the years. They're part to blame of this. And I don't mean to get dramatic tonight.
Yes.
But I, as an American mother and an American, I'm tired of it. And I'm tired of the fake news that has just spread nothing but lies, trying to hurt this president, trying to go against the American people. And I couldn't sit there silent and walk out next to somebody like a Jake Tapper and act like he's a good guy.
Yeah.
These
Well, how
people-
the media, Carrie, to your point, handles this story and whether they tell the truth about the threats to this president and the dangerous rhetoric and all that. Your quick final thought, because we're getting closer to the president coming out.
Well, I hope the president delivers what he was going to deliver tonight, which is probably going to be sharp.
Check your
poignant,
Twitter
funny.
DMs whenever you get a second.
And,
like a bunch of stuff.
You know,
okay.
If you want to use it.
I did see the video of Erica Kirk
Oh, okay.
crying. And dude, like, it's so depressing to
What the
see the
Washington Post
comments.
said.
Okay, it's so depressing to see what the comments are. They're all just
I
trashing
know.
her,
It's
dude.
she'll never catch because she's a Christian and she's white. It's
And
just
again, I'm not even like necessarily a big fan of hers, but like the hate against her is
Yeah.
just insane. Hey, Washington Post, what were the loud noises?
yeah, loud noises.
Oh no.
Loud noises.
You don't hate the media enough. You do not hate the media enough. Good Lord. Man. Loud noises. What was that one headline after Butler? I can't remember what it was. Like there was an insane headline after Butler that some media outlet put out there. I can't remember what it was.
Excuse me, sir. What are all these holes in your window? Oh, loud noises.
Loud
Okay.
noises. Good Lord. Fiery, but mostly peaceful. CNN reporting right there. You don't hate the media enough, but I appreciate all of you being here. And shout out to Jay once again for getting the stream started
good,
while I was
man.
out and about. I really appreciate it. I legit was like, even when the news broke, and I was just like, I'm not going to go live. And then, you know, I got the look,
you had to, man.
and then I got the look of approval, like, you can go live. I'm like, okay, thank goodness. Because I got to go live, so I'm heading home. And then Jay's like, if you're going live, brother, I was like, I'm going live because I'll start the stream off for you. So if you're tuning in, we're waiting for President Trump. He will be live from the press briefing room momentarily. There was a potential assassination attempt tonight on President Trump. And the shooter people are telling me that the shooter has been ID'd, but I don't know if that's true or not. I haven't seen that the shooter has been ID'd from any of the accounts I follow yet.
Was gunned down on that college campus. Let's get more information now before we hear from the president directly from Scott Duffy. He's a retired FBI supervisory special agent. And Scott is kind enough to join us. You can see some of the reporters are in the briefing room in gowns, in black tie as well.
Okay, never mind.
Scott, give me one.
It looks like we've got, I think this is it. Suspected shooter at the White House Correspondents' Dinner incident has reportedly been identified as 31-year-old Cole Allen from California.
No freaking way. Education? C2 is a teacher? Are you freaking kidding me?
There it is. There it is. Wow. Absolutely insane.
Hey, shirt's all wrinkled too. What a mess.
Yep. So this apparently is the shooter. Has been confirmed right there. Unreal, man. Evil is in a lot of places, man. Evil is in a lot of places.
And the entire education system needs to be completely changed. Just completely changed. And that's a whole nother live stream.
Yep. Let's see. I'm seeing some of these videos.
Do you see the whole picture of that?
Huh? This whole picture?
Hold on. Sorry, just stop me if you got to share something real quick.
Yeah, you're good.
This is the whole teacher of the month.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
That's really him. Are you freaking kidding me? There's no way. This has got to be a troll. Teacher of the month? Do we trust Mario?
Mario is very much hit or miss. So Elon retweets him all the time, but Elon also retweets Ian Miles Chong. So that Mario account is a complete shit poster. So he's 50-50 on his post.
All right. I just saw like this looks like the full picture that you showed because you just showed this part.
Yeah.
And if that's real, holy, there's
yeah.
I don't like
I would,
unconfirmed.
Okay, hang on. Well, Laura Loomer reported the same. Cole Thomas Allen,
Teacher of the month.
Well, but I don't know if the teacher of the month is true. But yeah, with that Mario guy, I 50-50 on him. I don't know why Elon retweets retards. I just don't. Let's see. All teachers need to be investigated between this and all the abuse. It's long past due. 100%. 100%. All right. So we are currently waiting. Dave Chandler, 450, says, take my money. God bless President Trump. Secret Service needs serious reform now. Over under on Candace saying Erica planned the whole thing. Oh, I mean, honestly, that's pretty much a guarantee. Sadly, I expect that when she does return from her hiatus, whenever that is.
Add one thing. Carol Markowitz from the New York Post is among those reporting now that their initial reports are the attempted shooter at this dinner is 31-year-old Thomas Allen from Torrance, California, and that he is the gentleman in custody that we've seen video of, Chris. And there are other online, and these are initial reports, so we want to be careful and not speculate. Initial reports suggesting that he's an educator in Torrance, California. And
yeah, that picture's legit. The teacher of the month picture is legit.
At this president, I'll leave it at that for now.
Yep.
Presumably, the president's
This dude is teaching kids.
But this shooter is alive right now, so they're going to be able to question him. In other situations, like Butler, the shooter was killed, and we didn't get more information. Your thoughts?
Look, I don't know like who the person is involved. I'm going to reserve.
I appreciate that, Speed Racer. Jay's the best.
There's a lot of hate online. The media is propelling a lot of the hate.
I have my moments.
And the Trump derangement syndrome. And we're in the middle of a war. We're actually two wars, right? There's one in Ukraine. There's one in Russia, with Russia, and then there's the Iranian war. So these are serious threats, serious times. I think everybody should be on high alert. But certainly, I think they're taking a lot of extra precautions with the president, and this was one of them. Obviously, they moved him out very quickly. I think the Service did a good job, from what I see. But we need to wait before we make.
Looks like we're getting close for Trump because everybody's sitting down now. So
absolutely, and
looks like we're getting.
I'll leave after you speak. I don't mean to.
Say what now, Jay? Say what?
I said I'll leave after he speaks. I didn't want to like.
Oh, you can,
or anything.
Dude. You can stay as long as you want, or you can leave. Like you do not have to go.
I want to hear the president.
So it's very, praying for the president at this time. He told me that. So we're going to continue to work and monitor the situation here.
There's so many festivities planned this year, Chris, for 250th America. This is a time where there's going to be a lot of events that Americans will want to go to, big crowds. I mean, there were some, we spoke to Rob Schmidt a few minutes ago. He felt security wasn't really up to what he thought the level could have been. Was there anything you took away with all the dignitaries that were there with you at our table this evening? You're walking in. Did you feel that security?
All right. So waiting on Trump and
look at that video I just sent you, brother. Holy crap.
All right,
did you see that angle? They pulling out their guns and everything. I don't know if you showed that already.
I don't think I've seen that one.
Katie, do you have all your stuff?
That's Kennedy.
Yep.
Yo, that's insane, man. Oh, I got the gun. Oh.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop because you know how better.
Yeah.
How YouTube AI is on that thing.
Yeah.
So, man, this is crazy stuff, man. Crazy stuff. So, and yeah, there's going to be a bunch of idiots that are going to say this is fake because listen, man, the internet has only. Oh, what is this right here? Trump rapid response. Trump just put this on True Social. What is this? What is this? What? Whoa. Whoa. Is that him?
Dude just booked it in there?
Whoa. Oh my God. Holy shit. That is fucking crazy. That was from President Trump. Let me go to his True Social right now. Oh wow. Trump's posting a lot right now.
Make an example.
Yeah, let's see here. Let me refresh. Okay. Yeah, so that security footage was from Trump's True Social. So that is insane, man. I can't wait to hear what Trump has to say. I can't wait. This is going to be good. This is going to be. Oh, there he is. There's the man.
Still in his tux, baby.
So here's the president. Let's listen.
Well, thank you very much. That was very unexpected, but incredibly acted upon by Secret Service and law enforcement. And this was an event dedicated to freedom of speech that was supposed to bring together members of both parties with members of the press. And in a certain way it did, because the fact that they just unified, I saw a room that was just totally unified. It was in one way, very beautiful, a very beautiful thing to see. A man charged a security checkpoint armed with multiple weapons, and he was taken down by some very brave members of Secret Service, and they acted very quickly and have just released
the echoes on their end.
For purposes of transparency, clarity, I've ordered it to be put out. You probably have it by now. Put out on Truth and put out on many other platforms. A tape showing the violence of this thug that attacked our Constitution, and also showing how quickly Secret Service and law enforcement acted on our country's behalf. Really did a great job. One officer was shot, but saved by the fact that he was wearing obviously a very good bulletproof vest. He was shot from very close distance with a very powerful gun, and the vest did the job. I just spoke to the officer, and he's doing great. He's great shape. He is has very high spirits, and we told him we love him and respect him, and he's a very proud guy. He's very proud of what he does, Secret Service agent. And we looked at, and the vest did the job. I just spoke to the officer, and he's doing great. He's great shape. He is has very high spirits, and we told him we love him and respect him, and he's a very proud guy. He's very proud of what he does, Secret Service agent. And we looked at all of the conditions that took place tonight, and I will say, you know, it's not a particularly secure building, and I didn't want to say this, but this is why we have to have all of the attributes of what we're planning at the White House. It's actually a larger room, and it's much more secure. It's drone proof, it's bulletproof glass. We need the ballroom. That's why Secret Service, that's why the military are demanding it. They've wanted the ballroom for 150 years for lots of different reasons, but today's a little bit different, because today we need levels of security that probably nobody's ever seen before. But everyone owes a tremendous debt of gratitude to the courage of law enforcement, the law enforcement, and working with the DC police. And we just spoke with the mayor. And when we're finished, the police chief is going to take over and discuss it also from their viewpoint. But they also performed exactly as they were supposed to. And you see the attacker in different positions, but you also see the attacker totally subdued and under control. So as you know, this is not the first time in the past couple of years that our republic has been attacked by a would-be assassin who sought to kill. In Butler, Pennsylvania, less than 2 years ago, you all know that story. And in Palm Beach, Florida, a few months after that, we came close. We really had, again, we had some great work done by law enforcement. But in light of this evening's events, I ask that all Americans recommit with their hearts in resolving our difference peacefully. We have to resolve our differences. I will say, you had Republicans, Democrats, independents, conservatives, liberals, and progressives. Those words are interchangeable, perhaps, but maybe they're not. But yet everybody in that room, big crowd, record-setting crowd. There was a record-setting group of people. And there was a tremendous amount of love and coming together. I watched, and I was very, very impressed by that. But we were, First Lady and I were taken very well care of, very quickly rushed off the stage. Vice President J.D. Vance, who's here, was likewise beautifully done. He was just saying how quickly everybody acted, law enforcement, Secret Service in particular in this case, but law enforcement. Marco had the same thing. Pete was there. Pete didn't want any help. He didn't want anybody to help him. He doesn't want anybody to help him, but he did get some, didn't you? And I think you also said that it was very impressive. So with that, I'd like to ask Todd Blanche to come up, say a few words, and tell you it's already underway. The man has been captured. They're going to his apartment. I guess he lives in California, and he's a sick person, a very sick person. And we don't want things like this to happen. I think it's very important that I say, though, and I told the representatives of the evening, they did such a beautiful job with such a beautiful evening. And again, they're talking about free speech in our Constitution. That's what it's all about, not just White House correspondence. It was really based on free speech in our Constitution. But I said very importantly that we'll do it again within the next 30 days, and we'll make it bigger and better and even nicer. So I just want to thank everybody that was involved. I also want to thank the press, the media. You've been very responsible in your coverage. I will say I've been seeing what's been out, and you've been very responsible. So Todd Blanche, I'd like to say a few words, and then we're going to have cash. And then you're going to go on. We can ask, I guess we can take a couple of questions. I want to thank the First Lady that was a rather traumatic experience for her. There was a lot of action taking place up there very quickly. But again, the response time was really incredible. And we're going to reschedule. We're going to do it again. We're not going to let anybody take over our society. We're not going to cancel things out because we can't do that. We wanted to stay tonight. I will tell you, I fought like hell to stay. But it was protocol. They said, please, sir, because they didn't know there was a lot of action going on, and they didn't know could there be probably a lone shooter, but we'll find out. We'll find out very quickly. They have it very well under control. So I want to thank everybody very much. And Todd Blanche, please.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Tonight you saw the very worst and the very best of this country. You saw the very worst by the actions of that coward that the president just talked about. But you also saw the very best because you saw law enforcement do exactly what they're supposed to do. And you'll see the videos come out, I expect, very shortly, and you'll see law enforcement do exactly what we want them to do. And so I echo what President Trump just said, that we are extraordinarily grateful and appreciative of the men and women of law enforcement that did their jobs tonight, including one who was injured. This investigation is ongoing. I expect you will see charges filed shortly. The charges should be self-evident given the conduct, but as you'll hear, there will be multiple charges surrounding the shooting, around the possession of firearms, and anything else that we can get on this guy. The investigation is obviously ongoing and just started. There is federal law enforcement already working on search warrants and doing their job, and I don't want to get ahead of them and don't want to get ahead of the work that they're doing even as we speak. Director Patel and I were just on the crime scene a short while ago, and everybody in this room should rest assured that the Metropolitan Police Department, the FBI, Secret Service, everybody's on the scene doing their job. I know that the police chief is going to give an update from the scene as soon as we're finished here, and I obviously will lead the details of what they have learned to him. But in the meantime, I just want to thank everybody in this room for the courage, and I want to thank President Trump for his words, and I promise you, justice will be served. Thank you, Dr. Patel.
Thank you, General. Thank you, Mr. President. The president's absolutely right. You saw the best resolve of American law enforcement because you, Mr. President, inspire them 24/7, 365. You give them the resources that they need, and they know that you have their back. And that is a changing dynamic in this country, and that's why you saw brave Secret Service agents respond immediately, swiftly, subdue and take down the suspect, and safeguard the lives of thousands of individuals at that hotel. Thanks to our interagency partnership with the Department of Homeland Security and the Metropolitan Police Department, the FBI was rapidly deployed onto the scene, took over the evidence response unit, is examining all the ballistics that were found on scene to include the long gun and the shell casings. We are conducting witness interviews as we speak. You will hear from our team on the scene there with the mayor and the head of the FBI field division there. But please note what the Attorney General has just said reigns no truer. You saw the very best of America tonight. The very best unite us at a time of uncertainty, because we have leadership here with the president and the vice president that backs law enforcement, and the men and women that I shook their hands on the scene today could not have been prouder to show up on scene. And as the Attorney General said, make no mistake, we are conducting witness interviews. If you have any information whatsoever related to this event, 1-800-CALL-FBI, 1-800-CALL-FBI. No piece of information is too small. No piece of information is inadequate. We will evaluate it all. We will also be conducting interviews of those that were there. And if any of those individuals have information, please come forward to law enforcement or the FBI or the Metropolitan Police Department. We will be examining this individual's background thoroughly. That process has already started. And we are going to ensure that he was either a lone wolf actor or anyone else that was responsible. We will analyze all evidence immediately to make sure that we safeguard this country. Mr. President, Mr. Vice President, thank you for your leadership. Attorney General and Homeland Secretary Merlin, thank you for your partnership in law enforcement.
Thank you, Ken. Okay, we'll do a couple and then we go to the chief. Madam Chairman, I just want to say you did a fantastic job. What a beautiful evening, and we're going to reschedule. After that, it's very tough for her to ask a killer question, right? But you have done a fantastic job. Please.
Mr. President, I appreciate it. As you mentioned, it all happened so quickly. Yeah. And I wonder, especially because unfortunately you have experience with these sorts of threats, in that moment when you realized there was a threat and service agents were telling us to get down, can you describe what was going through your mind, how you were feeling in that moment?
That's a very good question, actually. It's always shocking when something like this happens. It's happened to me a little bit, and that never changes. The fact we're sitting right next to each other, First Lady on my right, and I heard a noise and sort of thought it was a tray. I thought it was a tray going down. I've heard that many times, and it was a pretty loud noise. And it was from quite far away. He hadn't reached the area at all. They really got him. But so it was quite far away, but it was a gun. And some people really understood that pretty quickly. Other people didn't. I was watching to see what was happening. Probably should have gone down even faster. Melania was very cognizant, I think, of what happened. I think she knew immediately what happened. She was saying, that's a bad noise. And we were whisked away along with other people, but we were really whisked away. And again, the performance of the Secret Service and the police, all of the law enforcement, I thought was really good. So it was very quick. There wasn't a lot of time to be thinking because it was a matter of seconds before we were out the door and gone into an area. We very much, and you wanted to too, we very much wanted to continue it because I don't like to let these sick people, these thugs, these horrible, horrible people change the fabric of our life, change the course of what we do. So we held out. You were there. We held out right till the end, but they didn't want to take a chance, and I understand there was protocol. but we're going to be doing one hopefully within the next 30 days or sooner. And I am ready, willing, and able. And I was all set to really rip it. And I said to my people, this would be the most inappropriate speech ever made if I said one. So I'll have to save it. I don't know if I could ever be as rough as I was going to be tonight. I think I'm going to be probably very nice. I'll be very boring the next time, but we're going to have a great event. And you did a fantastic job. Thank you very much. Peter, go ahead.
Thank you, President Trump. There's a report in the New York Post that this assailant assembled his weapon somewhere on site at the hotel. What do you think about that? And I ask respectfully, why do you think this keeps happening to you?
Well, you know, I've studied assassinations, and I must tell you, the most impactful people, the people that do the most, you take a look at the people, Abraham Lincoln, I mean, you go through the people that have gone through this where they got them. But the people that do the most, the people that make the biggest impact, they're the ones that they go after. They don't go after the ones that don't do much because they like it that way. And when you look at the people that have either, whether it was an attempt or a successful attempt, they're very impactful people. Just take a look at the names there, the big names. And I hate to say I'm honored by that, but I've done a lot. We've done a lot. We've taken this country, and we were a laughing stock for years, and now we're the hottest country anywhere in the world. We've changed this country, and there are a lot of people that are not happy about that. So I think that's the answer, Peter.
And after Butler, your team for a while rethought outdoor events.
Yeah.
Do you think that you now need to rethink
No.
indoor?
Well, but then you just don't do events. No, I can't do that. I have to. It is what it is. We have to do it. The room was very, very secure. You know, he charged from 50 yards away, so he was very far away from the room.
And what did you think when you saw the video of how fast he was running?
He was moving. He was really moving. And the reaction time was great. Boy, those guys, they had their guns drawn. Literally, by the time he was there, they were shooting.
That's right.
I thought they were very impressive. And if I didn't, I'd let you know. You know, I'm not going to be. I would not stand for that. No, I thought they were very impressive.
Thank you, President Trump, and thank you for updating us on the suspect earlier. Were you aware of any threats? Was your team aware of any threats beforehand? And do you believe you were the target of this tonight?
I guess. I mean, these people they're crazy. They're crazy, and you know, you never know. He was very far away from me. He had to go through a lot. We had resources all over. We had resources sitting at tables, literally in disguise, sitting maybe at your table, who knows? But we had people all over the room, so he had a long way to go. That was really a first line of defense, and they got him. And they really, you know, they acted incredibly. No, there was no notification. We had no idea. Go ahead,
Do you know
Kevin.
any political motivations from this?
Well, you never know. Now, we'll be able to tell you that maybe by tomorrow or the next day. You know, he's in custody, and they're asking him a lot of questions. I guess they're going over, Todd, and they're already at his apartment. He lives in California.
Yes, sir.
And they're over there, so they'll be able to tell you. Thank you, Caitlin.
President Trump, did the suspect say anything, or was he wearing anything that would allege some type of motive here?
No, I mean, he was a guy who looked pretty evil when he was down. You know, they had him down. He was fighting hard. He was in my opinion, a sick person. Who would do that but a sick person? But I think you're going to find everything about him. No reason to talk about it now. But tomorrow at this time, long before this time, you're going to know a lot of things about him. They seem to think he was a lone wolf, and I feel that too.
Are you concerned about U.S. Secret Service protection ability? We saw several of the detainees take minutes to be escorted out the room.
No, they acted very quickly. No, I was very impressed by Secret Service. I mean, I'm the one, and Mark Wayne, you would agree with that, I think.
Absolutely.
I'm the one that would complain. You don't have to complain for me. I would be complaining. I'd be up here right now saying they didn't do their job. Oh, believe me, because, you know, it's my life. And I want to live because I want to make this country great. That's why I want to live. But when you're impactful, they go after you. When you're not impactful, they leave you alone. Okay, a couple of more. Go ahead, please.
Is there any indication that this shooting could have been linked to the war in Iran?
I don't think so, but you never know. We're going to know a lot. We have the best people in the world working on it, and we're going to know a lot. Please.
Mr. President, there's a lot. There's you, as well as some of us who have covered Butler, experienced another horrific day 2 years ago.
Yeah.
What felt similar? You know, you had the First Lady with you today. What felt different? And you have another 2+ years in office. Are you concerned about something like this happening?
Well, I can't be concerned. I can only get great people. They did the job, in my opinion, a much better job than Butler. Butler had one weak spot that we all know about. Somebody should have been up there. But even Butler, we had our sniper on our side within 4.2 seconds from a distance of about 400 yards, one shot, and he was gone. And if he didn't do it now, you know, he's David. His name was David. I say, hello, David, every time I see him. David, I like you very much, David. But think of that. Now, if he doesn't hit him, and he hit him right between the eyes from 400 yards without any notice, nobody knew. He heard a sound. He looked over, and there was actually a tree that was somewhat in his way. You know the story very well. And he aimed, he fired. And if he didn't do that, beyond me, you would have had a lot more people killed. We lost one great person and 2 people very badly hurt. They're okay now. But no, that was so. In a sense, you know, that was pretty amazing the job they did. But they did have that one weak spot, as you know. They should have had that covered. Tonight they had everything covered very quickly, and he was fast. He was running full blast, and they got him before they got any further. I was very far away. You know, he hadn't anywhere close to breach the doors of the ballroom. The ballroom was sealed, and everybody in there. That's why once those doors opened, they didn't want to do tonight. If the doors weren't opened, we could have probably done it tonight. But I think we're much better off rescheduling. Yeah, please.
Mr. President, for you and perhaps law enforcement as well, what is the level of confidence that this was a lone actor? And has the suspect made any statements to police while in custody?
Yeah, I think it's just that's not my profession. We have great professionals up here and outside that have been working with us. My impression is he was a lone wolf, whack job. These are crazy people. These are crazy people, and they have to be dealt with. We had that in the second attempt, as you know, and he's spending life in prison. Because if you let him out, they'll probably, you know, if he serves 10 years or 15 years, you let him out, he'll probably try it again with somebody else. They're sick people. We have a lot of sick people. But you're going to know, I think very shortly, you're going to know, Todd, a lot about him. You're going to know a lot about him. Yeah, a couple of more. Yeah, please, go ahead.
Are you concerned about political violence? This could be politically motivated.
All violence. I'm concerned about everything. Look, but I can't be so concerned that you can't function. No, I'm here. It's a dangerous profession. You know, I tell the story, race car drivers, I think it's very dangerous. So if you take 1% and then take about 10% of 1%, just to break it down very easily, they die. So much less than 1%, 10% of 1%. I think bull riding is very dangerous. If you take about the same 10% of 1%, much less than 1%. But if you take presidents, it's 5.8%. And about 8% are shot at. So nobody told me this was such a dangerous profession. If Marco would have told me, maybe I wouldn't have run. Maybe I would have said, I'll take a pass.
Dude, Trump is so nonchalant. It's amazing.
I don't view it that way. Look, I'm here to do a job. As part of the job, it is a dangerous. I can't imagine that there's any profession that's more dangerous. But I love the country, and I'm very proud. I'm very proud of the job we've done. You see what's happened. We have a great country. We've got, I think, the most successful, the hottest country anywhere in the world. This happened over a period of just a year, and we're going to do great things. But with that come risks. There's no question about it. Yeah.
To that end, I mean, there's been so much political violence, not just aimed at yourself, but at other members of Congress, state house speakers, you name it. Is that just the cost of doing business to do politics in America anymore?
Yeah, well,
what does that say about our country?
Yeah, we're not the only country. You look at this great violence with all countries. I was talking to somebody from another country today, and they have numerous assassinations of political figures all over the world. You look at South America, it's like some of the numbers are just horrific. It's dangerous stuff, whether it's here or someplace else. No country is immune. No country. Good question.
Will turn that temperature down at this point?
Well, probably if I decided to just not do much, if I let everybody rip us off and take advantage of us. Look, we're leading the world in trade now. We're leading the world in the military. We're the greatest military in the world. I rebuilt it in my first term, and now we use it because we have no choice. We can't let, as an example, Iran, we can't let them get a nuclear weapon. Everything will be peanuts compared to that if they ever were given a nuclear weapon, and they'd use it too. Marco and I were talking about it today. They would use it without even hesitation. We can't do that. It was a shame. I said, oh boy, look at the numbers. We just broke 50,000 in the Dow. We just broke 7,000 in the S&P. They said we couldn't do it in 7 years, in 5 years, 4 years. They were saying maybe in 5 or 6 years. And we did it in 1 year. And I called everybody together. I called all of these people and others, and I said, we have to take a little journey. I seek to do this. We just had the great number. We just broke 50,000. Wasn't supposed to happen during my term. Wasn't reachable. Did it in 1 year. And I said, we're going to have to make a journey to Iran. They're going to have a nuclear weapon if we don't do it. We had the B-2 bombers take them out. I terminated in the first term the Obama agreement, the Iran nuclear agreement, which was a disaster. That was a road to a nuclear weapon. They would have used it. They would have used it 100%. So, when you do things like that, you become a target. If I wasn't doing that, I guess I'd be a lot less of a target. But I'm honored to be. Okay, one more question. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you, President Trump. Thank you, President Trump. Did you know how the gun was brought into the hotel? And also, how does this event impact you as the leader of our country? Do you think it will change your
I like not to think about it. I lead a pretty normal life, considering it's a dangerous life. I think I handle it as well as it can be handled. I think a lot of other people, you read stories where they become basket cases. To be honest with you, I'm not a basket case. I really take it as it is. I do it for the country. I'm not doing it for any other reason. I have a first lady who's doing a terrific job. She loves the country, and she recognizes it better than anybody. She's told me numerous times. She said, you are in a dangerous job, but that goes along with her too. I mean, it's dangerous for her too. We sat there tonight, we heard that noise, and it was either a tray or a bullet. I was hoping it was a tray, but it wasn't. And again, we had some very brave people doing a great job, so we're very proud of them and happy with them. I just want to thank everybody. They will be able to give you all that information as to the names and everything else. I think we released the names already. Most of you would have it, but his name. We appreciate it. I see so many tuxedos and beautiful dresses. It was a little different evening than we thought, but we're going to do it again, and we have a great chairman who we're so proud of, and we have to make it better. We'll make it safer, I guess, right? But we're going to make it even better. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.
President Trump, someone here about how impactful this was. Can we hear from her about?
Well, honey, would you want to say something?
Okay.
He's not going to stop.
Millions of people across the globe, in fact, are watching you. You demonstrated courageous leadership, and thank God you're alive. All of us are alive today. What is the message that you want to give to the world that this should change? What corrective measures can we take from here on?
Well, all you can do, look, I don't care how many people you have, how good they are. They can be the greatest people. You have the greatest security in history. If you have a whack job who's got a brain, but it's a little bit distorted or a lot distorted, they can make trouble. I would say, Pete, right? They can make trouble. Some of these people are of genius level IQ, and they're nuts. So it can be trouble. So you do absolutely the best. You get the best. We have the best people. Well, look, it was proven tonight. He started running from 50 yards, and he was fast. He was like a blur on tape. He was moving. It was very impressive the way they got him. Because a lot of people would be looking and saying, you know, it's like a weird feeling, and they would let him get through, but they didn't let him get through. They drew those guns so fast, they looked like Matt Dillon. They looked like somebody that knew what they were
Matt
doing.
Damon, you mean?
But it comes with the territory. And if you want to do a great job, I really believe that. And you take a look at what's happened to some of our greatest presidents, and it doesn't happen to people that don't do anything. And it's not going to deter me from winning the war in Iran. I don't know if that had anything to do with it. I really don't think so, based on what we know. But we're going to continue to do a great job. That's all I can do. Thank you very much. I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, brother. I'm gonna let you finish the show.
Jay, the chat does not want you to leave. The chat does not want you to leave. No, man. Hey, really, thank you so much for setting
Gotta get
this
up early. I
up,
go to
man.
church on Sunday. So
I really appreciate it. So,
no, man, do your thing.
Tell
Matt
them where they can
Dillon.
find you. No, tell them where they can find you.
Welcome to the Rebellion podcast on YouTube, even though it's demonetized, but I'm still live there. Same on Rumble and on Patreon. So,
all right,
you can find me on those things. Have a great night, everybody.
All right.
And thanks for putting up with me for the first hour.
Appreciate you, brother.
Till
All
next
right.
time.
All right. Appreciate it, man. Okay, chat. So that was President Trump doing what President Trump does. Now, this is a feed right here from the security footage that President Trump uploaded.
Through there by the mags, but how quickly he was intercepted by the security detail. A momentous and
Yeah. No, I get it. It was a Gunsmoke reference. I didn't think about it until chat corrected me.
I hope we can put it up again. Here we go. It almost looked like it was sped up when I saw it at first. I mean, that is incredibly fast. And the actions taken by law enforcement on the ground there, the U.S. Secret Service, going into action was just amazing. And think about this. This is the President of the United States sharing this video with the American people. We got in this briefing from the president, we got some details.
Yeah, I thought he was making a Jason Bourne reference myself.
Of him reflecting on Butler and what had happened in Florida as well, and then talking today. And he talked about how liberals, progressives, conservatives, everybody in that room, actually, that there was a tremendous amount of love in that room. That's a quote that he said. He also said, in light of this, everything, we need to reconnect. We need to resolve our differences here. And it was hard not to think about the First Lady immediately in this. And she was standing there in this very room with the president.
I'm going to say what President Trump wasn't willing to say, because he's playing this up to be, he's trying to keep everybody positive. Security failed President Trump tonight. Security failed that entire room tonight. Every single person involved with the security failed. This shit should have never happened. Should have never gotten to this point at all. Bring profiling back. Make profiling great again. Profile, motherfuckers. Simple as that. If you see somebody that looks suspicious, profile the hell out of them. Profiling saves lives. It's as simple as that. Shady looking mofos, I don't care if it hurts your feelings. They need to be profiled. If you're not doing anything wrong, then it'll get worked out. Profile people. Simple as that. And if you don't want to be profiled, don't look like a shady piece of shit. This isn't complicated. If you're carrying yourself in a decent way, you're not going to be profiled. Profile people. I mean, this is not complicated, but this is a fucking failure, a massive failure. This should have never happened. Now, again, big credit for them not allowing anyone to get hurt. But, let's be real. Go back to that security footage. The President of the United States of America, his wife, the Vice President, the Secretary of War, everybody within this cabinet is there. And they're nonchalantly hanging out. And they're just in that security footage, it kind of looks like they're just kind of bullshitting. It kind of looks like they're just bullshitting. You need to be on fucking point. The most important man in the world is sitting there. and they're just casually bullshitting about, I don't know, the game last night or something like that. So it's ridiculous. But that's the bottom line on that. That's the bottom line. Now, it will be interesting to find out more information about this person, about his background, about what his beliefs are. But I'm very glad that he was caught, and I'm glad that he was caught alive, because I want to know more about him. I want to know more about what his motivations are. So, but yeah. All right. So let me see. And yeah, I mean, look, these are the types of protesters that were out there. This is the type of protesters that were out there. These are the people we're dealing with. By the way, wearing a mask, massive red flag, massive red flag right there. Wearing a mask, because of course he's wearing a mask. TDS is a crazy thing. It is an absolutely crazy thing. Loomer reported that he donated to Harris in 2024. Oh, please let that be true. Please let that be true. Let me see if I can find. By the way, Ben Stiller is making very bad timed tweets right there. Ben Stiller. Everybody's responding to him. Yep, everybody's responding to good old TDS Ben Stiller. By the way, and I want to apologize to everyone here, because I was not able to provide great, articulate political commentary for all of you tonight. But since I was not able to provide that, I want to share a video of someone, one of the greatest political minds of our time, okay? The face of the Rumble platform. Right here. Our good buddy Quartering uploaded a video, but he was muted. Incredible insight. Incredible insight. Some of the best insight I have ever heard. So that is really good. And that's how you get a 5-year deal on Rumble, right there. So that is really, really impressive. So a big shout out to the Keno Casino.
We have no reason to believe at this time that anyone else was involved. I want to turn to the chief of the Metropolitan Police Department, Chief Carroll, to provide a law enforcement.
This is live right now.
Specifics.
This is live, I believe.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Again, I'm Jeff Carroll, Interim Chief of Police for the Metropolitan Police Department. This afternoon, this evening, members of the United States Secret Service and the Metropolitan Police Department were here at the Washington Hotel for a site detail for the Correspondence Center. As the mayor mentioned, at approximately 8:36 tonight, an individual charged a U.S. Secret Service checkpoint here in the lobby area of the hotel. He was armed with a shotgun.
That is a big mofo, dude.
And multiple knives. As he ran through that checkpoint,
this guy's like
members of law
6'8",
enforcement
6'9", maybe
Secret
6'10".
Service intercepted that individual. This is a very preliminary investigation at this point. We do know that law enforcement exchanged gunfire with the individual. We do know that a U.S. Secret Service uniformed division officer was struck in his vest. He was transported to a local hospital for treatment. He seems to be in good spirits at this time. The suspect in this case, he was not struck by gunfire. However, he was transported to a local hospital to be evaluated. Again, we're very early in the investigation. We have members of the United States Secret Service, the Metropolitan Police Department, and the FBI here to continue to investigate this matter. But at this point, it does appear he is a lone actor, a lone gunman. There does not appear to be any sort of danger to the public at this time. However, we are continuing to investigate this matter. At this point, I will turn it over to, I believe, the FBI.
Hi, good evening. I'm Darren Cox. I'm the Assistant Director in charge of the FBI's Washington Field Office. The American public should be proud of the quick response and heroic actions from law enforcement officers tonight to keep the American public safe. Their actions are absolutely heroic. The public should also rest assured that there will be no stone unturned during this investigation. The FBI currently has
I got to show you
joint
this.
terrorist-
I got to show you this. I got to show you this. Ladies and gentlemen, pronouns in bio. Reportedly, the attempted assassin, Cole Allen, pronouns in bio. Every single time, pronouns in bio. It never fails. It never fails.
Tonight, we saw exactly what our brave men and women do each and every day to protect our protectees. It's not easy, and I will tell you that they performed admirably. We got to see what they do, and that individual, when he charged a checkpoint, was apprehended. It shows that our multi-layered protection works, and I'm grateful to our partners that help assist us with building these sites and protecting these sites. Very fortunate that this officer is alive, is being observed. And I'm grateful that the president reached out to this officer and spoke with him earlier. I ask everybody to pray for him and all of our officers and agents that were involved. And I will tell you, we will continue with the mission. Thank you.
Thank you. Judge Shapiro.
I'm Janine Pirro. I'm the United States Attorney. Right now, the defendant is being charged with 2 counts, 924C, using a firearm during a crime of violence, and a second crime under 111, which is assault on a federal officer using a dangerous weapon. Now, as you all know, there was an individual, a uniformed Secret Service officer, who was shot, and fortunately, he is doing all right, and he will be fine. But it is clear, based upon what we know so far, that this individual was intent on doing as much harm and as much damage as he could. And thankfully, because of the checkpoint right outside the ballroom, where thousands of people were situated to hear the President of the United States, because that checkpoint worked, there was no one who was injured when it was clear where this defendant was going. Now, I want to make one comment. As a participant, someone who was in the ballroom, who came this evening to be part of a very lovely event at the White House Correspondents' Dinner, I, for the first time, was in a situation where there were shots fired, shots heard, and a whole room went silent. When I lifted my head and when I looked up, every law enforcement officer was out there as we all had our heads down, thousands of them. These are the men and women every day who do what they do silently, and they do it with courage and with dignity. Thank God for our partners, the FBI, the Secret Service, the Metropolitan Police, all of them tonight acted so quickly that they prevented what could have been a horrific event where we were all sitting there in one room. The defendant will be arraigned on Monday in federal district court, but make no mistake, there will be many more charges based upon the information that we are learning in this very fluid situation. Thank you.
Take a few cards here. Right here in the front, right here in the front.
Confirm that this suspect is specifically targeting the president, and is he talking to law enforcement now?
Chief.
Sure. So at this point, what we know is the individual charged a checkpoint with a firearm in his hand. We know he was running in the direction of the ballroom that the president was in, as well as other cabinet members. So what his specific motivation was, we can't say at this point. However, as we continue to investigate that, we'll continue to work towards that.
Chief, when you say
there seems to have been a lack of authorization to come to this event. Was this a failure on the Secret Service?
I mean, what we have here is a multi-layered approach. The director spoke about it. We have officers on the outside from the Metropolitan Police Department, along with the escort. The inside portion of any
You're correct,
presidential
8
site is
o'clock.
handled by the Secret Service and law enforcement partners. This is a multi-layered approach. The point of this checkpoint is to intercept individuals that were there. And what we see in this case is when he reached that checkpoint, Secret Service agents and law enforcement engaged him immediately. They were able to bring him into custody and prevent anyone from being harmed.
Okay, right here.
Chief Carroll, can you tell us if you found a vehicle associated with the suspect? And are you or the FBI conducting any search warrants either on the vehicle or locations here or elsewhere around the country?
Sure, Mark. So as you can imagine, this is very early in the investigation. So, things we're digging into is his background, vehicles. Those are all things that the FBI, the Metropolitan Police Department, and the Secret Service are working together jointly to determine, is there anything else that's available? So I would imagine as we continue to go through this investigation, there will be additional search warrants and things of that nature as the investigation progresses.
Is the suspect known to law enforcement?
At this point, he was not known to the Metropolitan Police Department. I can tell you that.
Right here. There are multiple other parties and events happening associated with this weekend tonight. Is there any reason to believe that there will be security concerns at those events? Are there preparations being made locally to protect those attendees?
Yeah, absolutely not. So we have no indication. This is an isolated incident with one individual is the information that we do have. However, we do have additional officers across the city that are giving special attention. We do know there were some after parties and events that are planned that we will be providing coverage for those events.
Yep.
The president said that this is not a particularly secure building. Do you agree with that assessment?
I'm not exactly 100% familiar with this building. I do know in this incident tonight, I know there was a security plan that was developed by the Secret Service that the Metropolitan Police Department assisted with, and I know that security plan did work this evening.
Right here.
Thank you so much. Do you know specifically if President Trump was a target of this attack? And can you speak to their reporting about the suspect assembling a long weapon to get into the ballroom? Can you speak to that at all?
Yes, as we said before, we do know the president was inside the ballroom. We know there was cabinet members and many guests in there. Who specifically he was targeting at this point, that's part of the investigation. We do know that he was armed with a shotgun when he ran through that checkpoint, so that would look like a long weapon in video.
All right, right here.
Can you clarify, earlier you said there was an exchange of gunfire. Did the suspect fire any shots? And did the uniformed officer, do you know yet which weapon he was shot?
Yeah, obviously we're only a couple hours into this instance, so we don't have that level of information. The FBI's evidence response team is here. They're processing the scene. So as the investigation develops, all that information will be figured out with the ballistics. The ATF is also on scene here with us.
So the suspect did or did not fire a shot?
Sure. So again, it's very preliminary information. We do believe he did. However, as the investigation determines, we'll pull the shell casings. We'll be able to get more information as we review more evidence. We're very early in the investigation.
All right, we can take a couple more right here, and one more over here.
Thank you so much. So the president said that he wants there to be another event within 30 days. Given what happened tonight, do you have any sense of what additional security measures might be put in place to ensure that something similar does not happen again?
Sure. I'll toss it to the Secret Service.
Yep, this is what we plan for every day. So we take each and every case and we evaluate it and we do site assessments. And that's why we go out and build these sites per what the event is, and that's how we go about our business.
So will there be any changes or added measures given that this did happen?
We're going to have to evaluate this evening.
Thank you.
Chief, is there any indication how the suspect got into the hotel? Was it a guest here? Are you searching rooms here?
So preliminary information, we do believe he was a guest here at the hotel. We have secured a room here in the hotel. And again, we'll go through the appropriate procedures to determine what was inside there. But that is secure. At this point, like I said, we believe he is the only suspect in this case.
Okay.
To jump on that question, I understand the multi-approach to security, but to walk in with a weapon of that caliber and get all the way to the ballroom, which is on the lower level, seems to be quite an extraordinary feat. How does that happen?
Sure. So again, I mean, we're very early in the investigation, so we'll have to determine, we'll go through video across the hotel to figure out how the gun got in, how it got down here. Those things will come through the investigation. At this point, we don't have that level of detail.
Okay, last one.
Yes, video appears to show the president falling down when he was being escorted out. Was he injured at all during his evacuation?
No, we don't have any information that he was injured.
could you clarify how he was detained? If he was not shot, could you clarify how he was detained?
Sure. So law enforcement in right here in this very area, they actually tackled him to the ground and handcuffed him.
Can you
And
release
how
his
many people were
name?
in the hospital?
Can you give us his name?
Not at this time.
Do we know?
We will release his name, Mark, once we have all the information. Again, we're still running a lot of things down.
How many people in the hospital?
In the hospital, so we have the Uniform Division Secret Service officer who's being evaluated at the hospital who took a round to the vest, and the suspect is being evaluated, but he was not struck by gunfire.
U.S. Attorney Pierre, are you looking at any terrorism charges?
Well, as the chief just indicated, we're very early in this investigation, but make no mistake, if there is anything like that, we will find it and we will file it.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so that's the latest update. So there's a lot of unanswered questions right now. Mar Millen says, so Wolf Blitzer was reporting on a plainclothes agent who took his gun out, or he lied. Didn't he say he was sitting with the shooter? Wolf Blitzer said he was sitting either next to the shooter or in the vicinity of the shooter. I'd have to go back and listen because there's been so much information there. But I do recall Wolf Blitzer saying that he was either near him or something like that.
When it sounds like, according to the interim chief of police for the District of Columbia, he was there the whole time. Yeah. And they did not give a name at this point. This is the picture that was shared with the public by the president on social media. But that's a chilling idea to think that, according to authorities, he was in there the whole time. The U.S. Attorney, Jeanine Pirro, saying that at this point, the suspect has been charged with.
I mean, I think, I've been seeing some tweets from Matt Walsh that puts it in very good perspective right here. It's as simple as this right here. Let me find it. Right here from Matt Walsh. He's had a couple of them, actually. So right here. Leftists are trying to kill our president. They killed Charlie. They're killing us. People on our side are running cover for them, changing the subject, distracting us. Fuck this. Enough of the retarded bullshit. Could not agree more from Matt Walsh there. Also, Matt Walsh says, no president has been targeted for assassination 3 times. The level of political violence from the left is historic. We've never seen anything like it in the entire history of this nation. It's a 5-alarm fire. National emergency. Drastic measures must be taken. I'm going to give you the answer to what needs to happen. Trump 2028. Trump 2028 needs to happen. That's what needs to happen. The more you try to get rid of our president, the longer he's going to be here. Just keep him in. You've already you already stole 1 election from him. He's already been elected 3 times. Let's go ahead and get a 4th one there. There's a reason they don't want this man in office. Now, we can bring up all the other stuff that's going on. Plus, like I've said, the most important thing here is what's going on with right now in this country with the recent indictment. That is a huge, huge thing that people need to be paying attention to. And because they are freaking out right now. They are freaking out at the Southern Poverty Law. They are panicking. They do not want this to be revealed. They are very, very nervous about this. Very scared. On top of that, he's also he is currently reorganizing the entire world landscape, the world economy. He is currently doing that right now. Now, there's a lot of emotionally weak people that don't understand what Trump is doing. There's a lot of emotionally weak people that are programmed and cry all day long because they don't have any perspective. They're a TikTok generation. They're an eBay generation. They're an Amazon Prime generation where they just simply think, if I want something, I should get it immediately. They don't understand that it takes time to cook. You got to let things work themselves out. So there's a lot going on right now, and they clearly do not want this man in office. They do not want him in office. They do not want him to restructure the global economy, which is what he's currently doing right now. Venezuela, Iran, Cuba, got a meeting in China next month. There's a lot going on. And then, of course, with the SPLC, all of that, that is a huge situation that's going to uncover a lot of things. And some of the biggest critics of President Trump have gone very silent with the news of the SPLC. Very silent. Very interesting how that's worked out. So again, man, we are at a point. It's just like anything else. I try to apply common sense to everything I talk about. That's all I try to do. I'm not the smartest political commentator. I'm not the most knowledgeable. All I do is try to operate with a level of common sense. I can't even say the fucking word operate. So clearly I'm not smart. But I try to operate with a level of common sense. Okay. And what happens when, let's just use, I don't know, have you ever killed an ant bed in your house or at your house out in the yard? Have you ever killed an ant bed? What happens when you spray that ant bed? Chaos. Complete and total chaos. They're willing to do anything to survive in that moment because it's chaos. Okay? So when you are in the final stages, you're willing to do anything to hold on. This is what the left is doing right now. Absolute chaos. They're willing to do anything to survive. And they understand that Trump is the end of their existence to continue to rip off the United States of America. They are desperate. They are desperate to do whatever it takes to stop this man. Donald Trump is simply that. You have an ant bed that's the left, which is a cancer to the United States of America. And Trump is getting rid of all of that. Now, there are some people that are very emotional and they can't understand because they think that Trump is supposed to snap his fingers. Meanwhile, you've got corrupt judges all over the country that's trying to block him every step of the way. Everything he's trying to do, they get in the way. Most of them, almost all of them, are Obama judges or Biden judges. That happens all the time. But yeah, they're seriously they're in a panic. They're in a place of panic right now, and they want Trump gone. But he's not going anywhere because as this picture right here shows you, as a matter of fact, no, look at this. Look at this. So a crazy leftist trying to approach unhinged protester rushed at President Trump's limo just moments after the shooting at the White House Correspondents' Dinner.
Stay behind the perimeter. Do not cross the gate.
All right, don't go.
You're locked up.
Hey, you guys. Yes. Back up. You're not listening.
Idiots, complete morons. These people are nuts. It is unreal, but they're broken. Their brains are broken. TDS has broken them. And, but as this picture right here shows, this is the bad news for the leftists right here. Okay. One of the most hardcore gangster motherfuckers this country has ever seen. And Tupac. There it is. One of the most hardcore gangster motherfuckers this country has ever seen. And Tupac. There it is right there. Trump ain't going nowhere. You missed again. He's not going anywhere. And if he had it his way, he would have walked back up on stage tonight. Let's see. What is this right here? MS Now says it's unclear who the intended target of the White House Correspondents' Dinner shooter might have been. Yeah, it's unclear.
We do not yet know what the shooter's intended target was. Yes, obviously this was an event that was well publicized that the president would be attending. He has not attended this event since 2015, but it was a room of over 1,000 people. There were reporters, there were lawmakers, there were business leaders, there were members of Congress, there were members of the administration, and yes, of course, there were the president and First Lady Melania Trump. But we do not yet know who specifically was the target, correct?
That is absolutely right, and really important to say.
All right, so Clay Travis was there tonight, and he just uploaded a video. So let's hear what Clay has to say.
This is the first White House Correspondents' Dinner that I've ever been invited to.
Clay, bad audio. At least there is audio, so we're going to give you a pass.
I was excited. I thought President Trump was going to go full Ricky Gervais on everybody. Wife and I were there at a table just to the right of the stage where the president was going to be speaking. He had come in. J.D. Vance was in. They had just announced that the event was beginning. And then pure bedlam. Initially, I thought maybe there was a protester because people had talked about the idea of there being media protesters. But then all of the agents were running around with guns up on the stage. There were long guns, AKs. I'm not a gun expert, but lots of big guns. They're screaming to everybody, get down, get down. At that point, I thought I heard a pop, pop, pop. It sounded like gunshots going off outside. And my reaction at that point was, of course, the left wing in this country has convinced many of their crazy left wing adherents that Donald Trump is Hitler.
Yes.
These people believe they're heroes.
Yes.
They tried to kill him in Butler. They tried to kill him in West Palm Beach. And now they try to kill him in Washington, D.C. They're going to be trying to kill President Trump for the rest of his life. They killed Charlie Kirk. There is a dark, evil, violent impulse that the left wing in this country has embraced, and they want to kill their political enemies. We walked outside. I posted a photo of it. There were people holding signs basically saying, kill them all, protesting outside. They have convinced themselves that the most heroic thing they can do is kill Trump and any of his supporters. And I'm really, at this point, more frustrated and angry that people who are reasonable in the country, people who voted for Trump, somehow end up arguing with each other all the time. We have to confront evil and call for what it is. And by the way, I don't want to hear from a single Democrat, oh, we condemn this act of violence. No, you don't. Because
Dude, you can't. Like, the left just has no credibility, which, I mean, to be fair, they haven't had credibility in a long time. But it's finally getting to the point where even people, the normies in the middle that don't pay attention to this shit, even they're finally realizing that the left has zero credibility to talk about this shit.
a few days from now, you're going to be calling Trump Hitler again.
Yes.
You have convinced the crazy wing of your country that they have to kill Trump, and they are listening to you. So be honest. Don't say, oh, we're so sorry to see this happen. You aren't. Your base wants Trump dead. You are causing this. I'm full of anger over the fact that this bullshit keeps happening. And unfortunately, this isn't going to be the last time it happens. But hopefully I'll get to go to the White House Correspondents' Dinner. And I still hope Trump comes out and tells good jokes. I'm glad everybody's safe. Thanks to the Secret Service.
So that's the gist of it right there. Now, you guys had mentioned this, but Laura Loomer has reported that this Cole Thomas Allen donated to Kamala Harris in 2024. Of course he did. The Democratic Party is the party of assassination culture. Now, another thing that I find to be, I mean, I'm putting on my tinfoil hat here, okay? But I find this one to be incredibly interesting. This account's only post was the name of the White House Correspondents' Dinner shooter, Cole Allen. His only post back in 2023, and it's right there. It's the only post on the account. That's the only post. 2023. Just says Cole Allen. That's the only post in the entire history of the account. That's crazy. Everybody responding to it. So, yeah. Yeah. So there you have it. Don't know what to make of that, but it's a very, very interesting theory that's out there. Okay, let me see here. Okay, we got that. All right, first of all, I really appreciate all of you being here. Absolutely insane tonight. By the way, this was earlier. My goodness. Let me find it. We got a $400 super chat from Nico. $400 super chat. Are you kidding me? Democrats, leftists, and fake MAGA owns Carlson, Mary Morgan Fuentes, and their anti-American rhetoric. It's gone on for too long. Also, no shock. The perp is from California. This state is a shit show. I know because I live here. Newsom and the Democrats have ruined my state and can't be trusted. Prayers for Trump and America. 199. Thank you, Nico. Always big support. Really appreciate you. And yeah, I mean, I talked about the shooter. We've got many people are reporting on it when they're far quicker than the mainstream media is on a lot of this stuff. But one of the funny things here is this clown has pronouns in his bio, as you see right here. And that should not shock anyone. But pronouns in bio, Cole Allen, who is now currently locked up and is being interrogated right now. Hopefully we will get more information on this person. But he, him, pronouns in bio, that is always a sign of a mentally retarded person. That is not shocking at all. Oh, man, the memes are already dropping. The memes are already dropping. MAGA memers are undefeated, and they are all... Oh, love the internet, dude. I love it. It's the best place in the world. Goodness, man. Okay, so yes, this is right here. This person was named Teacher of the Month in California. This person is teaching children, I think. I don't know. Maybe it's a high school teacher. I'm not sure. So, but yeah, there you have it. Like there, it's unbelievable. Teacher of the Month. My goodness. Baconator Play says, what do you think is going to happen if they succeed one day? Trump goes away. Congratulations. You just put a very vengeful J.D. Vance in office that will carry Trump's legacy for the next decade. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of a scary thought, actually. Like what would happen if they were to succeed? I'll be honest. I'm pretty scared of a world where they succeed. Pretty scared of that because like if you go back to the Butler assassination with President Trump, I don't know what anything looks like. If they were successful in Butler, I don't know what that looks like. I don't know what the world looks like. I don't know what this country looks like. And that's honestly scary to think about. And I've talked about this before. It's very sad that, and I don't like the fact that we are solely reliant upon one man, which is President Trump. We are like, if he is not there, we would have gotten Hillary Clinton carrying on the Barack Hussein Obama agenda. That is terrifying to think about. But that's where we would be. If it wasn't for Donald Trump, that's where we would be. We would be in absolute hell right now. If it wasn't for Elon Musk buying Twitter, none of us would be able to have the conversations that we're having. And obviously, Elon buying Twitter, was obviously we got the payoff of Trump winning the election. It's crazy, man. And so I don't even know. what the world looks like, but I know that that's a very, very scary situation to say the least. Let me see. Nicole Wallace. So this is probably an old clip, but Nicole Wallace of MSNBC, which is MS Now, only the right is committing political violence. This is what the mainstream media does.
The permission structure for violence. You've got polls about political violence. Democrats don't think it's a good idea. Only Republicans. Only people inclined to consume conservative media are now, I think, upward of 50% say that if necessary, violence is okay. You've only got the conduct on one of the two sides.
Flashcast has got struck down for what? What did Flashcast got hit but for? Let me get a notification. Where's my notification for Flashcast? What did it say? Got a strike? Watching the news? What? See, man, I said this earlier today about the YouTube AI stuff. Like, there's so many things that are happening right now with YouTube AI. Like, Smash JT posted this, and he says, wanted my intro that I play every night on my live streams get flagged for nudity and age restricted. And I responded, and I said, I'm considering not doing any more intros for the foreseeable future. This AI YouTube system is out of control. Stay safe out there, brothers. It's crazy, man. Again, as much as like I know that people don't love community guidelines violation is what he got, but what does that even mean? This is why I keep saying we're live on Rumble. You know, go support us on Rumble because I don't know what's happening right now with the YouTube AI stuff, man. Maybe Flash will DM me and give me more information on it. Or Gary, if you hear anything, let me know. Let's see here. My DMs right now. All right, I haven't heard from Flash or anything yet. Yellow Flash got taken down. AI or a human excuse of AI. Not sure. Yeah, I mean it's very, very scary right now. What was he watching? Does anybody know what Flash was watching when he got the strike? Is Matt still up? I'm sure Matt Morse is still alive, right? Yep, there it is. Video unavailable. Wow. Let me refresh. There it is. Video has been removed for violating YouTube's community guidelines. What does that even mean? No, Matt is done. So his stream probably ended. Okay. Holy crap, man. Let me see what Flash is saying right now. I'm trying to look on his Twitter and see. Is he still live on Rumble? Let's see if he's still live on Rumble. Yellow Flash. No. He's not. I don't know if he goes live on Rumble anymore or not, but he's not live on Rumble. That's crazy, man. He never was. Okay. Fucking scary times, man. Flash, if you're watching, or anybody on the Flashcast cruise watching, DM me and let me know what the hell they said. Daniel Strange says the violence isn't just going to stop with Trump. Eventually, the left will call Vance the next Hitler and worse than Trump and attempt to assassinate him too. Both sides is centrist, cope, or leftist agitprop. Yep, I agree. You're 100% right. Thank you, John, for the 50. I appreciate it. 8 o'clock. We got that 20 earlier. Dave Chandler says the sad thing is that these journalists were in the same room with Trump when someone came to kill him, and they'll still hate his guts tomorrow. Yep. Yellow Flash stream struck down. Holy crap. What is going on? I I'm very, very, very nervous right now streaming on YouTube at the moment. I'm very nervous. John freaking Murdoch says, Jeremy's tinfoil fund hat. Happy Jessica. Thank you. It's very scary right now. Taken down for showing firearms. Is that what it was? Is that what it was? That's why earlier when I was, because of what happened with Jay's channel, as soon as I saw that clip of firearms, I was like, nope, we got to get rid of that one. As soon as I saw that stream, I was like, I got to get rid of that one. Absolutely. The AI is out of control, man. It's out of control. Jeez. If there's any tweets or anything you need me to retweet for you, the yellow flash, just let me know. Kate with the 50, it says Sabaton. Jose M says, whoa, buddy, for 20. The Bella Stella says, Jeremy and Jay, double the awesomeness. My favorite 199ers. Thank you, the Bella Stella. I appreciate it. Flash said it was firearms. Okay. Jeez, man. Honestly, expect this stream to, let's see, hang on. All right, I'm retweeting Flash. Hang on. Okay, retweet yellow flash right here. There, you can find it through my Twitter if you're only following me, but go to Flash. No need to be an asshole to Team YouTube. Just say, please fix this. Please fix this. I was watching the stream when it was taken down, yada, yada, yada. Please fix this. Please fix this. That's all you need to ask them. There's no need to be mean and rude and cussing them out. That's not going to help. Please fix this. That's it. So yeah, I know, Steph. It's so freaking, like, it's the AI. The AI is, I was talking to Gary about this earlier. So like, if I'm using like Grok or Chat GPT, and Chat GPT and Grok, if you give it like specific information, it can do amazing stuff. And then like you ask it something else, and then it completely goes haywire. And you're like, that's not anything remotely close to what I was asking. And AI is just so broken, man. It really is. This is why I try to stick to mainstream news sources. That's still not always going to be the case, because I try that people are like, Jeremy only watches Fox News and all this. Like, yeah, because my argument will always be, I'm watching this on YouTube. I'm watching a mainstream source on YouTube. That doesn't automatically mean anything, by the way, but I'm just saying, like, that's the only thing I can do. They took down potentially criminal stream when he was showing a Lego gun. Are you kidding me? Jeez, man. This is crazy. Babo Yogi says, DJ Remy Cobra stream, make it happen more. This is for the lefties in the chat. Cry like babies on your own time. If you want to troll this chat, you really mean it. Super chat your bullshit or shut the F up, losers. I agree. So you're watching a CNN stream when I got taken down. That's crazy. The YouTube AI is out of control. Holy crap. Mar Millen says, I agree with Jay. Thanks for starting the stream, Jay. Look at that. Jay is awesome. Harley Dave says, Jay got this, bro. We're all angry about this. Thank you, Harley Dave. Harley Dave says, Jay has issues. Jose M says, Suffa Jay, he's awkward. He can't run a stream. Gordon Stein says, calling it now. The story will be about all the money that got wasted on the meals and staff by canceling the event. That was Ryan earlier. Thank you for the proper 199 and a happy birthday to you. Thank you so much for the support. Greatly appreciate it. Harley Dave says, you are not a very smarty person. Don't tell anybody, though. Checking it out with the proper 199 says, how many attempts do you think we do not hear of? Yeah, I know somebody super chatted, says Matt Morris looked up and it said 12 attempts were from Trump's Wikipedia. I think we're looking at like 20 to 25 that we know of 5 like that are confirmed, like at least it had been widespread covered. But I think that I think Trump's had a minimum of 20 to 25. So, and that's just that we don't even know of. Jay Creeley with 5 gifted memberships. Thank you. Harley Dave dropped those 50 gifted memberships earlier. Harley Dave, thank you. Think we got this. Thank you guys for telling the truth. Keep it up. You are welcome, and thank you for the support. Now I've got the hiccups. I look like an idiot on stream. Again, all the teachers that need to be investigated between this and all of the abuse, it's long overdue. Dave Chandler, take my money. God bless President Trump. Secret Service needs serious reform now. Over under Candace saying Erica planned the whole thing. Sad but true, man. That's probably going to happen. Sad but true. Hill Refs says, Giga Chad Trump, please protect him. Hail to you guys for covering this. Thank you. DSK185 says, thank you both for covering this. Thank you for the support. Really appreciate it. Nandy says, Cash needs to go. The investigation launched into the New York Times reporter investigating his girlfriend's security and travel via FBI sources is a backbreaker. His girlfriend has more preference from the FBI than Trump. It's not a bad take. Not a bad take at all. JDT199 says Trump is getting that ballroom now. Daniel says, do not pray for easy lives, my friends. Pray to be stronger men. JFK, Call of Duty, Black Ops. Juggalo JR says it's got the US emojis and the sunglasses. Thank you. I appreciate it for the 50. Mar Millen says a huge portion of our government was there and they let a dude full sprint towards them. Imagine if he had a sewer slide vest. We'd have a very different headline. That's the most concerning thing to me is like, this just should not have happened under any circumstance. Yellow Flash is back up. Hang on. Let me see. Yellow Flash. Is he back up? Let's see. I don't know. Are you guys trolling me or not? Trying to see. No telling if I'm getting trolled or not. So stream is gone. Okay. I'm keeping an eye on it right now. Yep. No stream. No stream. Packy Proton says Laura Loomer posted protester who attempted to ram President Trump's vehicle motorcade while shooting took place at the White House event was wearing what was he wearing? I've lost the super chat. Red Mage says, you notice how she pulled out her phone and brushed her hair back like she was taking a selfie or video, probably rushed at the limo to get the social media engagement. Talking about the one chick. Scully for 50 says crazy Saturday night. Thank you, Scully, for the 50. It is a crazy Saturday night. Was not planning on going live. And yet here we are. Thank you, Scully, and John freaking Murdoch for 10 gifted memberships. Thank you. Thank you for the gifted membership, DSK. Thank you. The 1A train says the worst thing this country ever did was normalize communism. Democrats no longer exist. They are all godless and violent commies in 2026. Kiko says, I believe this is a deep state involved making things confused because I believe both parties are involved that want to take Trump down. Well, I believe that the Republican Party is evil too. Absolutely. Chris Whiting says, not to derail this, but with Jay manning the stream at first made me remember this when you two were on a stream. What is this? Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker. If you haven't seen it, it's freaking funny. I'll have to rewatch that because that was a very funny one. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. Gregory says, did you see they rushed out JD and left 47 hanging something? I did see that. That was very, very strange. Very, very strange. I blame the Democrats. It's sad to see what communists have done to the U.S. with the help of fake news and the wokes. Greetings from Costa Rica. Well, thank you all the way from Costa Rica. I appreciate that. The fact that people in Costa Rica are watching a retard like me on the internet, it's crazy. Michael Williams says, so Candace on vacation and this happened. Let's see. Okay, we got all of those. Liquid Richard 410 says the people that think it's staged will never take accountability at all, except that maybe their rhetoric is violent. They're just that Simpsons meme of Principal Skinner saying children are the issue. Listen, the bottom line is there's a lot of stupid people. Pin your Rumble. I am done with YouTube's BS, says Aaron James. Can one of the mods pin my Rumble stream right now and go over there and check it out? By the way, Keno Casino is on Rumble. That's right, baby. Can't wait to watch the casino on Rumble. That should be fun. And yeah, for people on Rumble, I appreciate it. Let's see. We've got Mar Millen. I got that one from you, Mar Millen. Theo says 199 wanted to update for Pastor Ted. My dad, cancer has gotten worse. Support would mean the world. Donations, prayers, deeply appreciated. Sorry to hear that, brother. Prayers up for you. And it's fuck cancer all day long, man. It's the worst thing in the world. So so sorry to hear that. Prayers up for you in the chat from everybody. Lag for 10 on Rumble says, Jay appreciation post. God has a plan for this man. No other explanations. Man as I am over tonight, obvious divine protection still gives me some small comfort in the midterms. I agree completely. I agree. Let's see. The Zwani again for $300 on Rumble, which is absolutely insane. Thank you, Zwani. Folsom Lockdown says Secret Service is part of the DHS, which gives the commies have locked out payments for 70 plus days now. God bless the Secret Service agents for working with no paycheck for over 2 months. And then Marksman says, long live Trump over on Rumble. Thank you, Marksman. Appreciate it as always. FMJHP with 10 gifted memberships. Thank you. Rodimus Supreme says Flash is going live on Rumble. All right, you heard it here first. Flash is going live on Rumble. So the 7-6 Wild Man says, tonight I was going to unplug from YouTube. Happened to see this and knew my guy Jeremy was providing coverage. Is this the last-ditch effort to maintain the swamp deep state? Well, I appreciate it. My plan was to take a day off as well. And yet here we are. And it's sad that we are in this situation once again. But yeah, I think they're desperate. I really do, because ultimately, I'm just telling you right now, my prediction is that President Trump, I've said this already on previous streams, and for those that have not heard my theory behind this, let me give you a, because the people that are too stupid to understand what Trump is doing, they need kind of simple drawings. So, and I'm not hating, okay? Because I like pictures in my books too, okay? So I'm not hating. But ultimately, this kind of breaks it down for the people that are very confused about what Trump is currently doing in the Middle East right now. And it's a very simple breakdown so you can understand it. This is what Donald Trump is doing right now, okay? This is it. Cuba's next, dealing with Iran. You already dealt with Venezuela. Once Trump ultimately gets all of this worked out, he is going to be in such good shape. Now, he has a meeting in China next month. My prediction is things are going to be handled in Iran before his meeting in China, because that gives him so much leverage, okay? So much leverage. That meeting in China is a big deal. At least I'm predicting it's going to be a big deal. I haven't heard anybody say that, but obviously going to China and meeting is a huge deal. Trump is the best negotiator on the planet. So he wants to go into any situation with someone like that with all the power. Okay? All the power. This is what he's doing. If and when he pulls this off, if and when the investigation into the SPLC continues to expose what's been going on, with those two things working themselves out, talk about the midterms, Yeah, Trump's going to be in very good shape. That's my prediction. Wait for it. The new narrative, says Harley Dave. Thank you. Narco says, when I saw the headline pop up on Fox News, the very first thing I thought of was Jeremy is definitely grifting off this right now they keep trying to take care of him because he will destroy their evil empire. Agreed. John Wayne says, at least you two are not Beardo. Never be Beardo. Damn, Beardo catching strays. Jose M says, so how was everyone's weekend? Thanks, Jay and Jeremy. Thank you. Is it Iris? Is that it? Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And see, Chester Wolf says that this is insane, man. I work at UPS and there's security everywhere in my hub. You can't even get into the employee parking lot without going through security. Yeah, I mean, like it really is crazy, man. That's what bothers me. Okay, got you, Swanee. Did you? Didn't get it. Hang on. Oh, there it is. Let's see. No, you're good, Zwanny. You're good. You're good. I appreciate it. I'll respond to you a little bit later, but thank you, Zwanny. I appreciate it. But yeah, I mean, the level of insanity, all right, that some guy can just run into the room with the most important people in the world. Yet I gotta go to Disney World. I got to fucking buy a ticket and show my ID to get into a fucking theme park here. But some crazed lunatic can just run into the room where President Trump is. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Good Lord. It's absolutely insane. Fear the Deerdo says, I was watching live on Golden State Times and I heard the shots. He was live on location. Reports were shooting custody. RFK seen limping later, confirmed hurt. Tired of this shit myself. Yeah, some of these are a little bit earlier on when everything was breaking down. But I'd always appreciate you guys keeping us informed with what's going on up to date. Because we do have the best chat on the internet, and it's not even close. The Bella Stella says, inside job makes more sense. Usually any appearance anywhere requires so much planning, and even it closes in the area hours ahead. Security breaches are almost always inside jobs. But let's see. Is it Flamingo Key? Says, I am convinced the Secret Service is compromised. You don't need everyone, just a weak link. We are seeing the fall of the Republic in real time. Let's see here. Gearmaster says, Jeremy and Jay, what are your thoughts about if the shooter had media credentials? Well, I think that's been debunked already because of the information that, we've seen. But I mean, at the time, there was a lot of questions that we did not have any information on. The Bella Stella says, getting through the security at the White House is insane in the first place. Inside job, this is just crazy. One may not agree with his political or his policies, but should never come to this. God protect President Trump. Agreed completely. JDT, another whack job liberal. Crazy how anyone can get even within a mile of Trump and be a threat. Magnum Norris says all the Dems had to do was wait until midterms to take over the House, but this proves how insane these people are. Mar Millen, I got that one earlier. Sleazy682 says, why did certain right-wing commentators leave the country right before this happened? Was this planned by them? I'm just asking questions. Was it the Egyptian bees? I'm just asking questions. Listen, one thing we've learned is it's okay to ask questions unless you're asking the wrong questions. Okay? The crowd that says it's okay to ask questions, suddenly you start asking questions and they're like, well, you can't ask those questions. You can't ask those questions. Alyssa, 450 on Rumble, says, go to my channel for breaking news. Well, you gave me 50 and I'll take it. And I'm not going to go to your channel, but I'll take your money. So I do appreciate it so much. But thank you, Alyssa, for the $50 on Rumble. Hail to you. And we got a lot of people watching on Rumble, by the way. 500 people on Rumble. Okay. And that's not Alyssa Clips. It's not Alyssa Clips. If that's Alyssa Clips, we're cool. But I don't think that's Alyssa Clips. But I do appreciate you promoting on my stream, your stream. Thank you. Let's see. It's not Alyssa Clips. No, Alyssa over on Rumble. I don't know her, but I do it. I appreciate that. So, but yes, we have over 5,000 here on YouTube. We did have 5,000 on YouTube, and then Jay left, and then everybody left. So, Alyssa Clip steals content. She doesn't steal my content. She's asked for permission every time, which is all I asked for. So Alyssa Clips is cool. Pens Fan for Life says, is CNN or MSNBC going to say loud noises caused Trump to be rushed off stage? It already happened. It already happened. Let's see. Hang on. Jeremy, you read that wrong. Did I fucking read? Fuck me. I got to drop gifted memberships. I read it wrong. I read Alyssa MJ's wrong. Now I have to drop gifted memberships. She said my go-to channel for breaking news. My dyslexic ass fucked it up. Fuck, she gave me $50. Now I got to drop gifted memberships. I don't even know how to fucking do that on Rumble. How do you do that on Rumble? Let's see. Gifted memberships. You know what? That was a bad one too, okay? That was a bad one. So I'm dropping 50 gifted memberships on Rumble because that's how bad that was. That was an awful one. So I'm dropping 50 gifted memberships on Rumble, okay? Like, what a fucking retard I am, dude. Like, what an idiot. So I had to drop 50. All right. So there it is. She said, look, she said, my go-to channel for breaking news. And I said, go to my channel for breaking news. Fuck. Oh, I feel stupid now. Man, usually I can lean into this shit. I feel like a fucking retard, man. Damn. That's bad. Oh, well. That's 50 get the memberships from Alyssa over there, okay? What a douchebag. I feel terrible. I'm waiting for her to comment to tell me she's not mad at me. She may have left when I called her out. I feel stupid now. In front of 5,000 fucking people. Another day for Jeremy. Where's she at? Please comment. Please don't be mad. She sent you 20, homie. She sent me 20 again. Hang on. You are my... Oh, fuck. Okay. There it is. There it is. You are my go-to channel for breaking news. Son of a bitch. I fucked that one all up. Please comment. Yeah. Well, there you have it. All right. Let me continue this shit show. Look, you got 50 get the memberships out of me. So there's that. Okay. Rare moment where Jeremy respects women. Yeah. I just wanted to kind of do my quartering impression of just fucking everything up. I wanted to know what it felt like to be quartering for even like a minute, and I don't like it. So I'm going to go back to not being the quartering now, okay? The Ashley Turner for $20 says, standing in the grocery store when I get a call from my mother who's telling me to turn on the news. Of course, my first instinct is to come here. Thank you both for covering. This insanity has got to stop. Why would you come here first? Why would you come here first? Why? She said, thank you. Okay, there she is right there. Okay, she's still in the chat. Alyssa MJ is still in the chat. She doesn't hate me. We won. He's not even drunk. Yeah, I can't even claim that I'm drinking. You know what I mean? Like, because I've never drank in my life. I don't do drugs. I don't smoke cigarettes. I don't drink alcohol. I'm completely sober. And I did that. That was a huge mistake. That was bad. Marksman says, Alyssa MJ says, you are her go-to channel. Yeah, now every fucking body's telling me. And then on top of that, guys, I just lost my ranking. My biggest fan has just dropped me to number 2. John freaking Murdoch has dropped me from number 1 to number 2. Matt Morris is now number 1. Fuck. Now Matt's number 1. And yes, we see you, YouTube chat. Okay, we see you. We love you too. I'm not ignoring my YouTube chat. Damn. Dropped from 1 to 2. I don't know how to get that back. Matt is just he is a better streamer than me and a better content creator. So I'm not sure how I don't know how that happens. Matt Walsh, or there's no way it's Matt Walsh. No, there's no way it's Matt Walsh. Right? Not Matt Walsh, right? Got to be Matt Morse. But I only super chat you, Jeremy. Oh, fuck yeah, dude. Okay, that I am completely fine being the second best if I'm the one that gets the super chat. I don't give a shit about the ranking as long as I get the super chats. We're good. We're good. All right. No problem. No problem. Big Luigi says Trump needs Leon Kennedy as his Secret Service. Yes, he does. What a freaking crazy night, man. Between Rumble and YouTube, you guys are throwing me off. And so Yellow Flash apparently is live on Rumble now. So if you guys are interested in supporting Yellow Flash, please make sure you do that. I hate that his stream got hit. He did nothing wrong. He did absolutely nothing wrong. So yes, Gary just guys, please just go to his Twitter and comment to let Team YouTube know. Listen, the power is in the people, all right? If you go in there and you simply just, I knew, John, I knew you were talking about Matt Morse. Simply just tag Team YouTube and say exactly what Gary is saying. I was watching. This is what he was doing. Please fix this, Team YouTube. That's all you have to do. That's all you have to do, because this could have easily been me and anyone else. They have got to get this problem fixed. This is a big problem. Twisted Clown says Jeremy is shitting on someone for promoting his channel tax. Yeah. Honestly, though, if I am Alyssa's go-to channel, as she said, there's no way she would have gotten mad for me messing something up, because I mess up all the time. So there's no way she was actually mad at me for that. So I feel terrible, though. Draken says, Jeremy giving Jeb Bush vibes. Please clap. Please clap. Because I was like, please comment. Please comment. You know this is going to end up on Geeks and Gamers Clips now, right? This whole thing, Danky's bitch ass is going to put this on Geeks and Gamers Clips. This whole thing that I just screwed up is going to be on Clips. I guess Beardo is going to get a day off of being memed. Patrick Els says another Jeremy could blame his mistake on the drink, but our Jeremy is dumb for the love of the game. Yes. I'm just doing it for the love of the game. Oh, man. Good stuff. Jimbo says, wow, that was a bad one. Jeremy, now lower than Beardo on Super Chat reading. The night is still young, Jeremy. That is true. You know what? As bad as it was, it's still not as bad as what Mo did on the gaming stream. So I've got that going for me, okay? I've got that one. Let's see. People who argue that the world is flat, socialism, communism does no harm, and numbers during Holocaust will soon say the World Trade Center, is that what the numbers are inflated from their critical thinking stance against America. Yeah, I mean, ultimately, like, listen, you're welcome to believe whatever you want. That's never really been my problem. You're welcome to believe whatever you want. You can have whatever theories you want. My problem is when people seem to think that I have to believe what they believe, and they will be very aggressive in that. And to me, that's not a natural reaction for people to swarm other people with just like, hey, you need to believe this. And they're like, no, I don't. Like, you can believe it. That's fine. Okay. But I don't have to believe what you believe. And the anti-Israel crowd is like, they are obsessed with you believing exactly as they do, 100%. And they don't believe that you are a genuine human being if you don't agree with everything they say. That's where my problem with them it comes into play. I don't care what your opinions are. I don't care what you believe. I don't care what you like. I don't care. But when you try to force your opinions onto me, that's a very leftist tactic. Leftists feel that way. Just like the social justice craze that happened back in like 2017, 2018, all of that. Those people were obsessed with not having their opinion. No. They were obsessed with making sure that you shared the same opinion as them. And if you don't share the same opinion as them, they attack you. And you're like, what the hell's wrong with you? It's the same exact behavior. So John freaking Murdoch, I got that one. Big Luigi got that one. There's a lot of super chats. I'm not complaining, and they're all going to get read. Current event nerd says shooter identified Cole Thomas Howard, a California teacher. Joe Landy says Laura Loomer just tweeted that the attempted assassin is Cole Thomas Allen of California. So some of these are a little bit older, so you're going to be hearing me reading stuff from earlier in the stream. So I apologize if people are going to be confused to that. So Nandy, this was like the first super chat of the night, by the way. Jay didn't get a lot of these, so confirmed via Matt Morris TV. Live, great channel, by the way. And listen, I believe in helping out smaller YouTubers. I'm a big fan of helping out small creators that I can take full credit for their success once they succeed. Matt Morris TV. You guys should subscribe. Small YouTube channel. Nobody watches him. I'm willing to help out this little guy, okay? So help out the little guy. He gets no live stream viewers. He gets no views on his videos. So if you guys can help him out and let him know I sent you, I would appreciate it. I just like to help the little guy out. So, no, he's a great guy. He's crushing it. He's absolutely crushing it. One of the best political channels you will find. But anyway, Caitlin Collins spoke with Linda McMahon and said they confirmed the shooter was in the lobby. He's dead. See, but that's not, that turned out to not be true. But those reports I saw, because at the same time, when you were tweeting, when you said this, I was in the live chat saying the same thing, that reports are saying the shooter is down. Those reports were out there initially, but they turned out to not be true. Liquid Richard says, holy crap. And then you dropped a 50. Says, this super chat is for you, Jay. Don't you dare let Jeremy keep this money. I would never, ever do that. Ever. Willie Will says, some people not in here saying the shooter missed. To them, fuck you. Absolutely. Pins Fan for Life says, I agree with Jay. Magnum North says, this is why we need to focus on our own problems. Screw global politics. Harley Dave says, not stopping Trump. They have no idea what's coming. BMC says, Jay, make sure you're making it transformative. 8 o'clock says, look out for the frustrated leftist tomorrow saying the quiet part out loud. Got that one. Magnum North says, the enemy has been inside the gates since the Marxist unalived McCarthy. Time is up. And over on Rumble, you guys have been crazy over there tonight. I really appreciate it. Alyssa has not left, so we're in good shape. She's not mad at me. Let's see. Mar Millen's still there laughing at me. Marksman is, everybody's like just giving me shit, which I deserve. So there you have it. All right, Eric Guywall with 5 gifted memberships. Thank you. Mod Eric says, finally a good host for CobraCast. Thanks, Eric. Hey, man, I appreciate that. You guys, like, Eric memes on me a lot, and he talks bad about me a lot, but every now and then, Eric is willing to come in here and say something really nice and really positive about me. So, Eric, man, thank you. I know you didn't have to do this, but you dropped the gimmick for a minute. I really appreciate it. You can go back to talking bad about me, but that's really nice of you, man. It's really nice. It would have been nicer if it was more money, but like, it's fine. Hey, not judging at all. I'm just saying, like, it would have been nicer if there was a little more money behind that, but hey, we take what we can get, brother. We take what we can get. Okay. Okay. This might be my favorite comment of the night. Jeremy is my number 2 source of news. Number 1 is everyone else. That is fantastic. That is good. That is really good. Stormbreaker says, all hail Cobra Commander Jeremy and King Trump. Southeastern Kaiju says, none of the, what is that? Have flinched weird DIAs. I don't know what you're saying right there. Babo Yogi says, JCast, let's go. Liquid Richard says, stay safe, everyone. I hope this problem is sorted. This is crazy. Pecky Proton says, I was going to sleep, but sigh, too tired of the demonic left doing shit like this. Elite Super Grunt says, for the J-Cast. Not says, I like this Duckcast host. Seems like he really knows what he's talking about. River Miles says, Jay is takeover. Tired Retro Gamer says, Trump will return in Avengers Doomsday. Packy Proton says, he went back because Jay is hosting. If it was Jeremy, he wouldn't bother. Gerald Armstrong says, police detained a corpse. Jason J says, false flag to gain sympathy because of how bad he's doing. Watch, I'll be right, and MAGA people will fall for it again. In 8 weeks, it'll all over again. And that did not age well at all, brother. That didn't age well at all. And I just want to keep it highlighted for a few minutes so we can roast the living shit out of you, because this is a all-time bad take. Holy crap, that's bad. Woof. That's rough, but there you go. Thank you for being retarded. Mark of Reality says, anyone who's behind this, Iran, Britain? We're going to find out. Fear the Deardo says, RFK Jr. confirmed hurt. Chad says, good job, Jay. I know this is tough. Jim Bo says, all the big news happens on Saturdays. Bob says, thanks for leading the way, Jay. Doing great, homie. For the Emperor says, I'm late. Did he get shots off? Carl Stroud says, have some money. Zinni Biscuits, holy cow. Praying for everyone there. God bless America, President Trump, those attending the dinner, and everyone in the chat. Baba Yogi says, J-Cast, even better than Jeremy. Miniature Von Thing says, and I thought the Easter dinner was crazy. Dark Red Knight says, he's fat. He's trying to lose weight. Whoa, buddy. Ladybug in the house says, Jay's takeover. Hail J-Cast 199. Alex Arrow Cave says, just woke up. What happened? Nick Hammerschmidt says, look into every single person that called for the removal of Trump, both liberals and conservatives. This needs to end yesterday. Agreed. Minnie Galen says, don't call them progressives. Call them what they are, communist. Twisted Clown says, protect POTUS, protect FLOTUS, keep the dinner going, order even more food, eat over the coward's body, eternal Trump. That would have been awesome, but Viper on Fire says, assassination attempt during the magic show is wild. Much love, Jay. Keep up the good work, brother. And by the way, just so everybody, I know like there might be people that are just still tuning in. I mean, ultimately, this is what happened right here. So I'll just keep that on the screen for now since Flash is live over on Rumble now. Magnum Norris says, this is all part of the plan. HR0727 says the shooter is now dead. That was early confirmed, but that is not the case. The shooter is in custody now. Blackjack says, sorry, Jay. The chat auto-corrected IDOT to idiot. John Orchard says, I've seen better security at MegaCon. MAGA Mike says, a silver lining of this happening at the dinner is that the media is the left, and the left now feels firsthand the exponential danger their rhetoric is causing. Magnum North says that army dude standing in front of Trump is a boss holding it down. The theory behind the left finally seeing this for what it is, man, I'm sorry, but I just don't. I'll give you my exact reasons why I feel that there's nothing that will affect these people. Because I go back to this moment right here. Okay. This moment right here. Let's see. Look at this. Okay. Look at this.
California, your favorite state. It is my favorite state in the union. You're doing such a great job here, by the way. No, I'm honored to be on the show. Thank you. And
you were just down at USC?
I was at USC yesterday.
Look how nice Gavin Newsom is to Charlie Kirk. They had a great conversation. They had a great back and forth. Gavin Newsom brought up his son, and he said his son's a big Charlie Kirk fan. Charlie Kirk was assassinated in front of the fucking world, and they don't care. Like, these people are evil. So, like, I just don't think we're at a point where they're never going to see anything except for their hatred, man. Nothing is going to get through to these people at all. The fact that Charlie Kirk was assassinated in front of the world, and that wasn't a wake-up call to these people, there's nothing that will. be a wake-up call to them. Charlie was as close to being, and what I mean by this, please don't misconstrue what I'm saying here. Charlie was a great guy, great person, a good family man, great American, all of that. What I'm saying, though, is at his core, Charlie Kirk was a personality, a podcaster, a person that was at these events that interacted with all of these people. He was very close to being linked to them from that perspective, and he was murdered, and they didn't care. If that's not a wake-up call to them, nothing will ever be a wake-up call. And that's just a sad truth, man. Like, I will repeat what I've said many times, was not a big Charlie Kirk guy, didn't watch his stuff. I'm not going to claim that I did. I know a lot of people love to reference all of their deep intellectual conversations they had with Charlie Kirk after his passing, even though they never mentioned Charlie Kirk when he was alive. But suddenly they love to talk about all the things that happened and they're, all the praise that Charlie Kirk gave them apparently, but they never talked about it when he was here. I'm not going to do that. I didn't watch Charlie Kirk. I didn't care about Charlie Kirk. But after his assassination and all of the stuff that we have seen from him, he was genuinely a great human being. Great human being. And, these people are just deranged, man. Matt says Jay is the MVP for holding it down. CG says, if this isn't a reason to complete the White House ballroom, I don't know what is. This wouldn't have happened if there was a White House ballroom. You're damn right. Beast Man says to everyone saying it's staged, go F yourself. Sith Lord Maga says SPLC hella mad. Ministry of Wrong Think says $100 the left will say Trump faked it for polling. Of course they're going to do that. Horror Amarada says from my mother, Wolf, from my mother, Wolf. Oh, you mean Wolf Blitzer? I didn't know what the hell you were talking about at first. Are you trying to shoot me, the shooter? Who are you? Okay, that was the Wolf. So when that was mentioned, the Wolf Blitzer thing was being talked about. I got confused for a minute. Let's see. Go Kari says this should be the most protected place on the planet at the current moment. How did the shooter get all the way into the event? Is this an inside job? MAGA Mike says Laura Loomer posted someone she knows at the dinner said there was no Secret Service in the lobby. If true, man, what the F are they doing? Fear the Deerdo says per GST, RFK seen limping away. Later confirmed. Yeah, I don't know what we found on. I don't know what we found out about RFK. I know there was a lot of reports, but I don't know what was confirmed. Marksman says Jeremy thanking the retards for being retarded made my night. Michael Brown says this country needs Jesus. I agree. Orbital 1970 Goat says if only there was a large ballroom at the White House for large events that was secure. Oh wait. Vault 199 says Flashcast will be lit tonight. Could you be there? Sadly, that got taken down, but he is live on Rumble. Matt says Trump survives another assassination, prepares to give news conference. The man is the GOAT. Grandis of Potato says the left let the shooter in. John Phillips says, did you guys know about the 250 press invitees that boycotted the dinner? I wonder if they were warned. Chad says, God bless America and God bless Donald Trump. Steven says, convenient timing right after the SPLC revelation. America First says, those on the left think this stuff is great. Mr. Rich Lowe says, kind of upset that the Asian woman didn't say emotional damage in her speech. I'm heading to the cigar lounge to talk about this with the guys. Peace. Hope you have fun, man. Jose M says, what you showed earlier is way different image to what Breaking 911 posted. James says, I wonder if Jake Tapper and the other journos were their pocket square. Now they've been impacted. I hope the media changes their rhetoric. They won't. They just won't. Have a good one, Zwanny. Take it easy. Appreciate you. I'll hit you back up too. Mac Jerry says, but remember, terrorists infiltrated Air Force One and President Harrison Ford had to deal with them. That is correct. Look at this. So here's what's crazy. How is this possible? Is Rumble broken? Like the Rumble chat? I just got this notification right here. These two just popped up. I'm like, those were earlier. What's happening, Rumble chat? Did that pop up for you guys in the Rumble chat like that as well? Did you guys just get the $50 and the $300 pop up? Or is this just on my end that they just popped up? I'm curious about that. No, it didn't. So it was just on me. That's so weird, man. See how janky it is? Okay. No, it's just me. Okay. As long as it's just me. But it just did pop up like that. And I was like, oh, damn, I got another red and a purple. Oh, no, it's the same once again. But it's okay. Because Alyssa MJ is still in the chat. Not mad at me. Okay. I win. That's all that matters. Mac Jerry says, but remember, terrorist infiltrate. Oh, got that one. Ted M says, ABC, CBS, Fox, none of the flagship networks are carrying this live right now. Uneffing believable. 8 o'clock says, Hassan, the left's golden boy, literally called for a total chaos in New York Times article, and now this happens. Yep. Better Call Saul is better than Breaking Bad. If you disagree, you are stupid. You really want to start that argument right now? You really want to start that argument right now? I don't think I want to get into that one right now. But they're both fantastic, okay? Grandis Potato says, I agree with J-Tax. Chad says, God bless America and God bless Donald Trump. Jeffrey says, looks like Lily who? I don't know who that is. Big Who says, looks like another trans. What's up, Jay? Josie says, Jay, let's not be naive about this. What happened tonight was state-sponsored inside job and not by some random nut job. God bless y'all. Grandis Potato says, muted tax. DSK says, Jay, do something bad lip reading. Suggan says, boomer Jeremy tax. Steel Leg says, Jeremy left the sound muted tax. Stream Hero says, Jeremy is a professional. Jay can't bad lip read tax. Mark of Reality says, where was there a second shooter unrelated? Anime fan from YouTube or for YouTube says, Jay, what are the oranges for? Cole Howler says, the left don't care no matter what they say until the Democrats calls out their own and call out the violence they push. This will continue. You are correct. Summer Doom says, thank you for this. Whole family tuning in right now. Thank you, Summer. Appreciate it. Mac Jerry says, there was no gun. Mike Obama just had a package. Random commentator dude says, seems like there might be more than one person involved after reading the Secret Service statement. East Coast Toasted Boy says, how did Iran try to off him? What did I miss? Yapping Tom says, my parents are Gen Xers. They subscribe to believe, they're susceptible, to believe what they read. Mainstream, I'm a Zoomer, even though I have disagreements with them, stand with Trump. Thank you, brother. MacGyver says, are you scared of those violent guns? No, but you see exactly why I was worried about the guns, and I clicked off of that immediately because that's what I was worried about. Commodore fan says, this kind of BS is why the White House needs a new ballroom. Anyone who doesn't see this now is a total effing idiot. Chad says, I had to go. I had just got done driving for the day and was about to watch a Hogan documentary, and this crap happened. This is insane. I still need to finish the Hogan documentary. I'm on episode 4. I'm really enjoying it right now. Fedigator says, alleged shooter, 31-year-old Cole Thomas Allen from California. Bohica says, let's see, Vrabel, Rossini are glad they aren't top news. Anime fan says, unmatched aura, President Trump has literally been in the news every day for almost 11 straight years. Teresa says, of all the channels that I subscribe to, Cobra Cast was the first to go live. Hail the 199. Thank you, Teresa. I appreciate it. Let's see. Hang on. This guy in all caps wants to let me know that Charlie Kirk was a Christian nationalist and a racist. I already liked him. Okay. So like, you don't have to convince me. Okay. You don't have to convince me, but thank you. Thank you for convincing me to like him even more. TJ says Secret Service works in separate teams. There is a team that is exclusively protecting JD and another protecting Trump. JD's team was faster. That probably is the best response. Yeah, like if you're going to come in my chat and tell me like somebody's racist, I'm like, oh, well, I guess I should support them more because your term of racism is retarded. Okay? because you're not going to call out real racist like Kamala Harris or Barack Hussein Obama or literally 90% of Hollywood. How about all those critics on Rotten Tomatoes that are hating on the Michael Jackson movie? You know, the Michael Jackson movie with a predominantly black cast and a black director, yet the Hollywood critics are hating on that. That's incredible. Why? Are they intimidated by black people making movies? Do they not want to see a black American family being portrayed in a positive light? Do they not want to have a black director succeed? Really weird, Hollywood critics. Really interesting. Chat says, I was listening to someone while driving today. There are new accusers claims that Michael Jackson and children. Yes, there are new accusations for Michael Jackson. Jeremy, what's your favorite MJ album? It's weird because obviously he had a ton of great ones, but Dangerous is the standout for me because of the timing and the era and everything. I love the Dangerous album. I love the Dangerous era for Michael Jackson. Loved it. So, I mean, obviously Thriller is like the biggest selling album of all time. We know that. The Bad album, but Dangerous is probably my favorite MJ album. Chad says, I screen recorded the Fox stream. It looks like a Secret Service run past Trump to JD on the other side. What the F, weird. Narco says, Jay, by help, you mean pew pew in the dome piece. Marcus Holiday says, so what's the ramifications of this? Because I believe this is kind of the final straw. Knights of Ben says, this is why we need a White House ballroom. The Base Wizard says, hey, Jeremy, I'm pretty sure to ensure the chain of command, the president, vice president, speaker of the House cannot be evacuated together. Headline was Secret Service rushes Trump off stage after he falls at rally. Is that truly what somebody did? That might be one of them that they did, Coast Crusaders. Alan Ness says, no, it's not me. And I am from the Torrance area too. What the F? Alan Ness says, the fig looks familiar too. I'm literally in that area, South Bay. Piano Dean says, Grok said the shooter is white, Caucasian. Udite says the teacher of the month award was from the month right after the 2024 election. I wonder what's special about that behavior for that month. Roland T. Drawing says Trump 2028 still alive. Ben Ryder says Tim Buck says this has something to do with the Southern Poverty Law Center lawsuit. He snapped or something. Ghost Crusader says, if only we had a ballroom where we could have better security so things like this can't happen. Sith Lord says, attempt on POTUS life while we are at war should be an automatic treason charges. Charles the Hammer says, the media in attendance will likely say Trump put us in danger, waiting for the hags of the View to say it was Trump's fault or he faked it. Honestly, that's actually a good point. I'm very much looking forward to the narrative from the mainstream tomorrow. That's going to be a lot of fun, actually, because that will be especially like the View. I want to see what type of narrative the View is going to build. I want to see what all the TDS losers are going to build. The Hollywood nut jobs, they're all going to do that. So let me see. I got so many notifications on my phone. I got legalize adulthood yelling at me. Legalize adulthood's yelling at me about the gun smoke take. Again, it's just showing how old Trump is. Like, my initial thought was he was going for the born identity thing. But he clearly was talking about gun smoke. So Joe Bitt says, lighter note, Speed Racer back in theaters now. Lying Dogface Pony Soldier says, I'll block the TDS lunatics. They offered nothing to the discussion. Block the TDS. Miniature From Think says, Ninja thought he was the main anime character. Current Event Nerd says he tried the Naruto run. Jose M says, Cash looks like a man who knows he won't have a job for much longer. Storm Shadow says, Trump safer at UFC event than the White House dinner. Hire Dana's security team as Secret Service auxiliary service. Titus says, I think that Vance and Trump have separate security details, which could explain Vance moved first. Hail Emperor Trump and 199. Those responses actually make a lot of sense, what you guys are saying about the speed and everything like that. That makes a lot more sense. So Vance's team just moved a little bit faster. I'm willing to accept that. I think that's a logical explanation for everything. Mudkip says, I'd be under a table reaching up to grab more bread. Narco says, holy shit, false flag attack for the ballroom. Kidding. Ramtack says, Candace, Trump staged his event to get the ballroom approved. Daniel Moore says, hey guys, it's 4 a.m. here. Still because of what has happened. Prayers up for Donald J. Trump and all of you guys. InfoWars is still happening soon. Nick Nero says, Michael Corleone says, had a rougher time getting a gun into a restaurant in Brooklyn, and this guy did at a House of White. You mean White House Press? Magoo says, someone has to do it. Taylor Lorenz. Oh, yeah, that Taylor Lorenz. Taylor Lorenz put up a video that says someone had to do it 11 months ago talking about an assassination of Trump. I know I butchered it. I'm trying to get through. I got like 100 fucking super chats. Let's see. I haven't seen The Godfather in a long fucking time anyway. Let's see here. Lying Dog Face is a serious discussion. Block the idiots. Sherry Allen says Matt Morse pulled from Trump's Wikipedia page that he has had 12 death threats. Patrick L says, when are we going to label the Democratic Party as a terrorist organization? Polish Prince says the SPLC has been busy. Philip Butler says, I remember JFK's assassination. It was awful. Summer of Doom says, learned that C2 is a private alternative school. See, she said leaned, and I said leaned, and it made me sound stupid. By the way, too many super chats, okay? Can you please have some sympathy for a streamer that has too many super chats? Okay? It's not like The Godfather one is the first one I messed up all night long. I have not messed up another super chat. This is the first mistake I have made all night long. Can you give me a break, okay? I messed up one super chat all night long just a few minutes ago. That's it. I have not messed up any other super chats. Not one. And Summer is a big fan, okay? She would never leave. Rumble super chats, haha, that's a Rumble rant. That's not a super chat, even though I call them super chats. So thank you, Summer. I appreciate it. Daniel Moore says, Reagan was shot at the same hotel, also MAGA odd. Jake says, Teflon Don. Achilles Jones says, Trump is impressive to be that accessible after this. I'm not sure that former presidents would come out in the open that quick. They wouldn't. They wouldn't. You need reading practice, so get to reading the chats. Fucking hell, man. How long have I been live? Only 3 hours and 40 minutes. Maybe we'll do a gaming stream tonight. New meme just dropped. Leaned. Miniature Von Thing says, did Trump just use Steiner math? He often does. He often does. Lapco says, Jarrett, why don't you ever condone all those attempts on Biden? I mean, how many times did lunatics direct him to stairs? Slain Hope says, I think it's time for an American cruise aid. Chad says, Trump needs to start walking around in a bulletproof bubble. Sadly, you're not wrong. And that's the scariest part of this. Minister Von thinks his Cash's head is too small for that bow tie. Anima Chain says, Trump is a damn legend. God bless America. Orbital 1970 Goat says, and like that, Trump created the Matt Dillon meme. Incoherent Name says, the shooter tried to Leroy Jenkins, the Secret Service. Cole Hauser says, I profile everyone when it came to Jerry. Fantastic Snock says, idiots who wear masks want law enforcement to not wear masks. Sorry, but no, can't have one and not the other. Antifa won't let go of their masks. F that. Heavy D says, the comments on social media are disgusting tonight. Most are 40, 60-year-old deranged wine drinking, multi-cat owning women. Bro, these people are lost. Social media is getting worse, man. It's getting worse. And again, I do lean into the theory that the more social media becomes a part of our lives, the more that it becomes more detached from reality. And I don't think that was always the case. I believe back in 2017, 2018, pre-COVID, let's just call it pre-COVID. Pre-COVID, I think social media was a definitely a more of a mirror of what was going on. But after COVID, I just feel like social media and the real world are completely detached in a lot of different ways. So I do believe that was the breaking point. The Glory of Rome is Forever says, I stayed at that hotel. Hotel is up to on the top of the hill by a road. You go down one level to the bar area, then down another to the level of stairs to the ballroom. There is a separate entrance for those. Doobie doobie doo. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. Doobie doobie doo. John Jones is spending time with my family this weekend, and even my liberal siblings were horrified by tonight's news. Half of you are not going to understand that at all. But if you watch Kino Casino, you're going to know. All right. Stone Farmer says, my president is under attack tags. Phantasm Knock says, is it me or is this shooter doing the Naruto run? Kyle says, is this part of Black History now? Phantasm Knock says, he tried his best to be the fastest ninja, just not fast enough, I guess. Phantasm Knock says he was wearing black from head to toe after all. Phantasm Knock says, to those asking why he had no clothes, he ran so fast he came off because the guy was slippery, or they were just making sure he didn't have any vest. If you know, you know. Doobie doobie doo. Hero says Virginia trans substitute teacher busted after plotting a school shooting 1 day ago. Now another teacher now attempts assassination. Twisted Clown says audio tax. Reichard Zero says, I support Nico. Read it one more time. $400 super chat. Yep, we read it a couple times and he deserved it. Alex Arrowcave says, Trump said Matt Dillon, a character from Gunsmoke. G&G Play Highlight says, U.S. Special Forces member who was on Maduro raid has been arrested for winning $400K online betting site. We are living in wild times. 2012 Jameson says, this is why White House needs a ballroom safety. The Under Armour Gamer says, just got here, starting from the start, bro. Shaking my head. Dave D says, I had a coworker say Vance is worse than Trump. MacGyver says, it's those violent guns again. KVG says, notice how all the Panikins haven't said anything about this. Very telling. Introvert says, Oz Perlman was up there doing a trick for Melania. He can pick Rogan's pin out of his butt, but didn't pick up a shooter. I think magic might be fate. Maga Mike says, guys, it's not quartering or AI because quartering is the AI. Buffalo Blue Bear says, it's showing Flash as live, but no stream available. Yeah, so Flash got a strike tonight on Flashcast. He is currently live streaming on Rumble. Eric K, you can raid him when this ends on Rumble. Lapco says, reported because your avatar has a sword with this right-wing violence these days. I feel unsafe. Plus, Cobra is a known terrorist organization. Honestly, I'm not kidding. Because of this YouTube AI stuff, that is exactly why I changed my avatar and took the gun out of my avatar. If you guys noticed about a month ago, I changed my avatar to this because I was holding a gun, and I just changed my avatar because I'm like, there's too much bullshit with YouTube, man. I have no idea what the hell they're doing. That's why I did it. That's exactly why I did it. And it's too, I don't know what the hell they're doing on YouTube right now, man. Piano Dean says that they need to ask all the leftist journalists who boycotted, what did they know and when? Let's see. Reichard Zero says, hail Cobra Cast, fuck Matt's generic titles. Matt does have some generic titles, but the difference in Matt's generic titles is his content is fantastic. They really are. Like I don't like the generic titles on YouTube, but it's the new meta for a lot of people. I will much take his content over Tim Pool's garbage titles because Matt actually has good content that's informative. So Daniel Moore says Ferris Beardo's day off tax. Darth Gorbag says, my Gorbag to bed soon, for it's a very gay here, and I am getting late. Daniel Moore says, Cole Hauser did what? Chalk says, UK here, and after the I don't know what you're saying there, man, but I do appreciate it. Jim P says, thanks for helping out by covering breaking news without crying civil war. Also reading all chats, all super chats getting read, boys. Troy Key says, Jeremy, I'll never trust you again. You said that you weren't going live tonight and immediately got a notification you weren't live. Trust broken. Fair. But in my defense, hang on. I did edit it afterwards. So if you go to my community note, or my community tab, I did put, where's it at? Post right here. So that was my update. No Cobra Cast tonight. Sorry, everyone. I won't be home until very late. See you tomorrow. Never mind. Heading home to stream. Like, well, never mind. Looks like I am going live after all. Never mind. Don't ever, and you know what I was looking at? Look at this. Look at the one below it. Same fucking thing happened. All right. Hey, everyone. Can't make the second stream that I had planned. This was 3 months ago. I'll be back tomorrow to catch up on all the craziness. Update, change of plans. Shit's crazy in Minnesota. Going live soon. Never believe my community post ever again. All right. Never believe my shit. All right. I'm clearly lying. Clearly something's going to happen. So there you have it. All right. Sammy Rice says, Mary Morgan is not fake conservative. She's good. I like Mary. I just think her take was terrible, but I have nothing against Mary. Let's see. MAGA Mike says, notice you never see leftists like Angry Joe say a fucking word about this shit, but he'll be outraged if you simply post a support for Trump every time. Aaron Adams says, Jay and Ryan is better than you gave us Beardo. Yeah. Hey, you know, I like Beardo. Beardo's awesome. Fantastic Knox says, Cam Higbee tweeted that the shooter's home got raided. Good. Paul says, hey, Jeremy, how was your weekend? Taker says, the shooter looks like ESPN's Chris Broussard. God, he really does. He really does. Stormbreaker says, thank you for streaming tonight, brother. Hail Trump. Thank you guys for being here. Lapco says, hundreds of journalists left hungry as Trump ruins their dinner by attracting violence, just beating the mainstream media to the punch. Yes. Site Team says, you're fascinating to talk to. Of all the channels I follow, you are one of them. Thanks for always being here for us. Listen, I thank the good Lord above that anybody watches me on YouTube. I don't know why anybody watches me. I don't know why anyone super chats me, but I do appreciate it more than you will ever know. Like, it is the greatest gig in the whole world what I have. And it is my honor to be here because I have no idea. I would still be working retail and driving a fucking forklift, which isn't a bad thing because driving a forklift gets you a lot of chicks, but that's what I'd be doing right now. So, Teresa says, I guess no one is expecting the teacher to show up for class tomorrow. Flag Ninja for $1. Thank you. Madney says, doo. How was your weekend? Summer of Doom says, attention to detail is not on my resume. Thank you, Summer. Let's see. The Freighter says, Trump is now the stuff of Greek mythology. He is Achilles without the bum heel. Not an assassin's bullet, felony connections, or a quarter pounder with cheese can fell him 100%. Gerald Armstrong says, with the picture of the Secret Service in action, I swear they want Trump to be assassinated. They do, man. They dream about it. John Beck says, screw the hateful, extra 15 minutes of eternal damnation over on Rumble. Thank you. Blue Otter says, gay and retarded is no way to go through life. Try not reading chats like Beardo. Marksman, I got that one. AJ, thank you for the 10 after correcting my screw up. Marmillan says, Jeremy, you read that wrong, homie. Alyssa, one more time. Alyssa for 50 says, my go-to channel for breaking news. I'm a retard. because I said go to my channel for breaking news. God, that's an all-timer right there. Real Stream Hero says was doing as much hard as possible. Fox News. Did Beardo write that? Did Jeremy know about this? Mod Eric says if you do any crime or get pulled over in California, remember just to tell them you're going to vote. They may ask for your ID. And that I believe we're caught up. So what a night. Eric, if you're still here, please raid Flashcast. Terrible that they got taken down. I might have to make some changes to this stream. I don't know. I have to go back. The YouTube AI is terrifying right now. So thank you guys for hanging out. Thank you for all the support. Incredible. And thank God President Trump is okay. I will be live tomorrow, and we will, catch up on any news updates that we have from this. And then Monday will be a huge day because we're going to get a lot more information that day. So be safe. Let's see. G Gallo says, in a drunk excuse, just your DNA tax. Thank you. I appreciate it. Delona. Oh, we ladies know how you are. Thank you, Delona. Oh, I got a few member messages. Thank you, Delona. Epic Reader says, God bless Trump and God bless President. Let's see. God bless America and God bless Trump. Black Tailgate says, stay Jay on with Jeremy. Jake the Movie Geek says, how did Gunn even get through? This has to be an inside job. They can't say it's just some random guy. Mark of Reality says, you should have Madam Savvy on here for this. She's autisming all over this story. That's what she does best. We love Madam Savvy. Lying Dog Face with a gifted membership. Twilight says, this is why the ballroom is needed at the White House. Liberty Prom says, someone in security let them in. Sean Awesome says, my 50th birthday today. God, this lunatic didn't, or glad this lunatic didn't ruin it. Ruben, what up, Ruben? God speaks to me and he weeps for humanity. We are our own worst enemy. Each of us is connected to one consciousness. God is love. Love is existence. You are my reflection to the universe. I see love all around. Pax. Thank you, Ruben. Good to see you, brother. Captain Cook says, for the record, Jeremy is my last option for news, and I still don't know what I'm doing here despite 39 months of this shit show. Thank you so much. Best chat on the internet by a mile. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys for hanging out. Go support Yellow Flash over on Rumble. And again, follow your favorite creator that's on Rumble, because I'm just telling you right now, man, I'm a little nervous. I'm a little nervous with all of this stuff going on. So Ryan says, Sabaton, I'm going to hold off because I need to look at all the shit that I'm using on this channel, because I don't know what YouTube's AI is doing right now. I'm very nervous about a lot of this shit. So that's why I'm asking people to follow me on Rumble. Geeks and Gamers has a big Rumble channel. D-Day Cobra does pretty good over there. So right now, I don't know what the hell's going to happen, but I'm nervous about a lot of this, which is kind of goes back to my tweet from earlier. Because I told you guys, I talked about this earlier with Smash JT, because Smash JT got hit for his intro and he's like the 5th creator right here. Team YouTube flagged him for nudity and age restricted him. And that's on his fucking intro that he always plays. So I said right here, I'm honestly considering not doing any more intros for the foreseeable future. This AI YouTube system is out of control. Stay safe out there, brothers. I'm nervous about it, man. I'm just trying to assess it and see what's going on. So I'll keep you guys updated. What nudity? There is none. That's what I'm saying. That's why it makes me nervous, because it's flagging things that are not even there. You know what I mean? It's scary. So anyway, thank you guys. I really appreciate it. Hail to Yellow Flash and Flashcast. You guys go over there, show them some love and support. Have a good evening, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Pray for President Trump. Good night, everyone.